On an 80-degree Saturday afternoon, we welcome you to Lowell Park for YD Baseball here on the Cape Cod Broadcast Network. Carl Jimenez alongside is Sam Lebowitz. Today, the YD Red Sox will look to get Scott Pickler his 540th career win, making him the winningest manager in Cape League history. The YD Red Sox come off a 3-2 win over the Chatham Anglers yesterday. It was the long ball that carried the Red Sox as Jordan Thompson and Bass Ferreira sent home runs over the fence to move YD atop the Eastern Division standings. On the flip side, the Cotuit Kettleers finally started to come back down to earth yesterday as they lost for the first time this season to the Harwich Mariners. The Kettleers were held to just 2 runs as Harwich was able to rattle off 3 runs in the late innings, including a big 2-run home run from Joe Vitrano to secure the victory. It's the top team in the Eastern Division against the top team in the Western Division with history on the line. First pitch is coming up next here on the Cape Cod Broadcast Network. Well, Sam, an absolutely gorgeous day. The Red Sox first trip to Lowell Park and a YD team looking to make history. How much do you feel that pressure, do you think, as a player for the Red Sox, knowing they are one step away from moving Scott Pickler into the record books?
Well, I think for the players, you just want to get it over with so that this storyline is in the past and you can focus on winning baseball games for the sake of winning baseball games. But these players do want to win this game. These players want to get this record done because they love playing for Coach Pick. Every player that we talk to about this record says the same thing, that it means a lot more to the players than it does to Coach Pickler. For him, it's just another game. But for these players, they want to win for their coach, and they're trying their best not to put any added pressure on themselves, as if you needed any, against the team that's been easily, far and away, the best team on Cape Cod so far this summer.
9-1-1, the record of the Cotuit Kettleers. Looking up and down their lineup today, Sam, and we'll introduce you as we get into the bottom of the first, but one thing that sticks out, no true right-handed batters here today. What does that tell you about what Cotuit's game plan is against Bryce Robinson?
Well, they've gotten pretty much every available left-handed hitter in the lineup. 8 left-handed hitters and a switch hitter. Everyone that Bryce Robinson will face, at least first time through this lineup, will be from the left-handed batter's box. Bryce is a guy who has a pretty good changeup. He doesn't throw all that hard. They're trying to attack that fastball, get the favorable matchups, and make sure that Robinson is not able to get to that changeup and feast on his off-speed pitches and his fastball before he can get to that plus-plus changeup. For Bryce, he's got to get that changeup over early. He's got to establish it as an out pitch for him in this game, be able to work it off the fastball, be able to keep guys off balance if he wants to be able to have a successful outing in this one against the best offensive team on Cape Cod this summer so far. And the key for him in this one, besides getting that changeup over, is throwing the ball for strikes. You cannot walk guys because this Cotuit lineup has stolen 32 bases this summer. That is 13 more than the next best team on the entire league. So, Carlo, if guys get on against Bryce, there are going to be lots and lots of stolen base attempts and havoc on the base paths.
Well, that will be up to Luke Schliger, who's behind the plate for YD. But first, let's introduce you to this YD lineup. It begins with Homer Bush Jr., the center fielder from Grand Canyon University. Bass Ferreira, the junior from Western Caramount, bats second, playing second base today. Cole Carrick, the junior from San Diego State, bats third. Cleaning things up, it's lefty Mike Bovey from Omaha. Jordan Thompson bats fifth. Luke Schliger from Maryland bats sixth. 7, 8, 9, Chase Mydroff, the junior from University of San Diego. Hunter Haas, who's headed to Texas A&M. And then the 9-hole hitter, William Hammer, out of Alabama. The pitcher on the mound, Ty Basuma, left-handed pitcher. Sam, what are we going to see from the Cotuit starter here today at Lowell Park?
Fifth-year guy, a grad transfer over to Kentucky after spending 4 years at Miami, Ohio. He is a big guy, 6'6" on that bump, but not a hard thrower. Going to sit in the upper 80s with the fastball and then brings a curveball that's pretty good and a changeup. Nothing really flashy about Ty Bosma, but he's a strike thrower, and he'll look to keep the Red Sox off balance in this one.
Bosma making his third appearance of the summer in his 7 innings of work. He's yet to give up a run. This is his third start. He struck out 6, walked 4, and allowed 6 hits. His last outing came on the 19th against Brewster 6 days ago. Well, here we go. Scott Pickler jogs up the left side of Lowell Park, 1 win away from history to pass John Schiffner for the most wins as a Cape League field manager, and he could do it against the best team on Cape. Sam, quickly here, one key thing that YD hitters need to do to come away with the win.
Frankly, Carlo, it's just score more runs. You got to take advantage of a guy who's not got plus stuff on the mound, get lots of base runners against him, hit the ball hard. It's a sunny day. It's one of the hotter days we've had on Cape Cod so far this summer. Hopefully the ball travels for the Red Sox in this one. Hit a couple balls over the fence just like they did yesterday at Red Wilson Field, and hopefully you're coming out of here with a victory.
It's not a huge park here at Lowell Park. 397 to center, down the right field line 320, and down the left field line where we sit, also 320. The bullpen is out and left. Trees out across the outfield as we are set for baseball here at Lowell Park. YD and Cotuit going at it for the first time in 2022, and the two division leaders facing off in the young season. Bosma atop the mound looking towards the right-handed bat of Homer Bush Jr. Here it comes. Bush swings and misses and loses his bat as it flies back behind him, and no balls and one strike, and Homer might want to grab some pine tar. A big swing and a miss to start things off as Pass Ferreras goes back there with a smile on his face, picks up the bat, and hands it to Homer. Homer on this hot day, Sam, wearing the long sleeve under the uniform. He's preparing for the nighttime. Here comes an 0-1. A ground ball hit right side of the infield. The short second baseman Baldwin scoops it up. He'll fire to first. In time, barely beats Homer Bush Jr. And there's one away.
Well, Homer almost beat that ball out. A routine grounder to second. Talk about the speed of Homer Bush. He can absolutely fly. A guy who routinely puts up home to first times of under 4 seconds, which is in elite company. And Brooks Baldwin took almost a little too much time on that 3-hopper.
Here's the rest of the defense for Cotuit quickly. It's Justin Mickness behind the plate, putting down the sides. Baldwin's at second. Johnson at first. At short, Pauly, and at third, Collier will get to the outfield. After this pitch to the right-handed bat of Pass Ferreras. And he looks at a changeup that drops in for a strike. No balls and one strike. In the outfield from left to right, it's Cole in left, Scott in center, and Pearson in right. One out, base is empty. No score. The YD Red Sox, the Cotuit Kettleers. Bosma's 0-1. Swing and a miss. There's the fastball, 87 on the board. No balls and 2 strikes. Ferreras, the hero yesterday, a home run, a double. 4 of his 5 hits this summer have been extra bases. He has 5 RBIs to his name. Ferreras taps his bat twice with his shoe, looks towards Bosma from the first base side of the rubber, 0-2. And the fastball misses low and away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Flag quiet in center. A good crowd here on this Saturday afternoon. The bleachers down the left field line are packed. Right field line about half full. And we'll probably pick up as the night goes. 1-2. Changeup misses below the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ferreras has only worked 1 walk this summer. See if he can get aboard. Has good speed. Cole Carrig is on deck. Pass looks on towards Bosma. 2-2. Swinging a foul right towards the YD dugout. Look out. Coach G, who's there, is taking video of Ferreras' at-bat. Has to duck out of the way. And the count holds at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Coach G multitasking. Look out.
Keeping him on his toes early in this one.
Put the phone down, Coach. Be in the moment. Of course, probably filming for scouting purposes.
Yeah, kids these generations and their iPhones.
2-2 down the hill. Swing and a miss at a curveball. Gets away from Mickness. Rolling down the left field line, and Ferreras is safe. No throw on to first. It's a strikeout, but Pass beats out the wild pitch. And YD with a runner aboard with 1 out. Take him any way you get him against the best team on Cape here in the top of the first. In stands the right-handed bat of Cole Carrig. Ferreras mentioned he has good speed at first base. Yet to steal a base this summer, but had 5 this past season with Catamounts. Runner at first, 1 out, no score. YD and Cotuit round 1. These teams will see each other 4 times this summer. Bosma, the lefty, staring at first. First pitch, Carrig swings and misses at the changeup. No balls and 1 strike.
Bosma has had some swings and misses early in this one. His strikeout numbers significantly improved from his first start to his second start. In his first outing, over 4 innings, faced 18 batters, struck out just 1. His second only lasted 3 innings, but of those 12 batters he faced, he struck out 5.
Here comes his throw to first, and back on his feet is Ferreras. These two teams, the best pitching staffs on Cape. Cotuit a 1.23 ERA. YD's about a 2.3. So runs are at a premium today and mean just a little bit more. Carrick bounces the bat off his right shoulder. No balls and 1 strike to count to him. With 1 out in Ferreras at first, here it comes. And he swings and skies one into center field. Hangs up there for the center fielder, Scott, who comes up with a baseball head high. There's 2 away. And Sam, when you're this YD team and really all summer you've been told you have to catch up to pitching because guys are throwing so much harder, and then you see a guy like Bosma who only throws 90 at the most, what adjustment do you have to make as a batter?
Well, you almost have to sit back a little bit more, especially because, you know, he hasn't thrown harder than 88 so far in this first inning, and that both off-speed pitches sit in the upper 70s. You got to really tell yourself to sit back, or else you'll be way out in front and roll over something.
Lefty Bovey looks in. Opening offering to him is a curveball low. 1 ball and no strikes. 2 outs. Pass Ferreras at first. He struck out swing, but beat it out on a wild pitch on a ball that got away from catcher Justin Mickness. YD trying to take advantage in the top of the first. No score between Cotuit and the Red Sox. 1-0 is a changeup. Fastball that misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes. That fastball at 86 on the board. A gorgeous cloudless day here at Lowell Park. A light breeze, but it is hot. 2-0. Curveball catches the outside part of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mike Bovey was hitting .409 to begin the season, just 2 for his last 10. Pinch hit yesterday against Chatham and popped up to first. Deep in the batter's box, Bovey awaits the 2-1 pitch. Here it comes. Fastball catches the outside part of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Now and only at 84, Bosma really not throwing hard in this one, which is, you look at him and he is a guy who's big. He's 6'6", 230, and you think that he'd be able to goose some more velocity on it.
No score. Ferreras leads at first. 2 outs. Here comes a 2-2. Bovey just taps one down the third base line. Curveball at 79, Sam, and Mike looked like he was just trying to get some wood on that pitch. Almost a slow motion swing from Mike Bovey.
Defensive check swing moment there for Mike.
They call him Barrel Mike, but it's tough to barrel him up if they're not coming at you faster than 80. Ferreras with a oven mitt on that left hand, the thumb sticking out of it, with a healthy lead at first. Top of the first inning, no score. 2 outs, the 2-2. Bovey checks his swing, looks at a curveball that misses away, and a full count to Mike. 3 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is Jordan Thompson. Cotuit losing for the first time this summer yesterday. YD looking to make history for Scott Pickler here at Lowell Park. 3-2, Ferreras is running. Bovey swings, gets under one, skies it into center. Center fielder Scott ranging backwards, comes up, just using the leather, and makes the catch. Well, the Red Sox make good contact. They leave one stranded. We head to the bottom of the first inning. No score between Cotuit and YD. Bottom of the first, we go. YD Baseball is brought to you by T-Mobile. T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile is committed to serve those who serve, and that's why they go above and beyond for active duty military, veterans, first responders. Visit your neighborhood T-Mobile store or T-Mobile.com to learn more. Carlo Jimenez and Sam Lebowitz welcoming you in back to Lowell Park. Bottom of the first inning is coming your way. Let's get you the lineup for the Cotuit Kettleers, the 9-1-1 Kettleers. It begins with Chandler Simpson, the junior from Georgia Tech. pitch. Josh Pearson, the junior from LSU, bats second. Third is Brooks Baldwin, the returning Kettleer from UNC Wilmington. Tyler Johnson bats in the cleanup spot. Zach Cole from Ball State bats fifth. Victor Scott, the second from West Virginia, bats sixth. 7, 8, 9, Cam Collier out of Chippewa. Graham Pauley, the sophomore from the Blue Devils of Duke. And Justin McNiss, the senior from Kent State, bats ninth. They'll be taking on Bryce Robinson on the mound for the third time this season for the YD Red Sox. Sam, what can you tell me about the righty from Brigham Young University?
Bryce not all too dissimilar from Ty Bosma, the pitcher going for Cotuit. The only big difference is the side of the pitcher's mound they throw from and their size. As opposed to the 6'6 Bosma, Bryce Robinson stands at 6'1", but he is just about as off-speed heavy, a guy who sits in the upper 80s with his fastball and works in a changeup, a couple different distinct breaking balls, but that changeup is the out pitch for Bryce Robinson and is going to be a key pitch in this outing against the Cotuit team that is very, very left-hand heavy in the lineup today.
A lot of lefties against the rising junior from Las Vegas with a 1.58 ERA and 5 2/3 innings of work. Cotuit Kettleers wearing the pinstripes today with the 2 on the back in maroon, outlined in black. Cotuit across the chest in maroon with an outline in black as well. Numbers underneath the T. Robinson kicks and deals to Chandler Simpson, who swings at the first pitch, lifts it into center field. On a line, it drops for a base hit. That's what he does. Chandler Simpson, who led the NCAA in batting average this past year at Georgia Tech, sees one pitch, lifts it into center, and 1 hit, 1 on for Cotuit.
Came into this one, I don't know, ho-hum, a 571 average in this
Is that good?
early season for Simpson, and better's that there. And a guy who's stolen 6 bags in 8 attempts already on first base after just 1 pitch.
Luke Schliger already at high alert behind the plate. Here's another lefty. It's Josh Pearson. As Robinson checks on first, and back and ahead first line is Simpson. Sam, you mentioned these 6 stolen bases. Simpson last summer, ridiculous numbers with the Fond du Lac's Dock Spiders. We'll get you that after this first pitch to Pearson, who swings and misses at a curveball. Schliger checks on first. No balls and 1 strike. Chandler Simpson stole 55 bases in 51 games. He was thrown out 10 times last summer in the Northwoods League.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. No balls and 1 strike here to Pearson. Check on first, and back and ahead for slide is Simpson. If you're wondering where he gets that speed, well, it's a familial thing. Parents ran track. That'll do it. Pearson digs in, left-handed batter. Has Robinson another throw to first. These are good pick-off throws, Sam, right towards the bag. Bovee doesn't have to move his glove too much.
Looked like the previous one, not that last one, but the one before that he actually had Simpson leaning a little bit.
0-1, Simpson's running. Curveball misses away. Throw on from Schliger, not in time. And there's stolen base number 7 for Chandler Simpson. Just like that, a runner in scoring position for Cotuit with nobody out in the bottom of the first inning. No score between the YD Red Sox and the Cotuit Kettleers.
All the numbers are gaudy, Carlo. The stolen base numbers, they had 14 through the first 3 games of the season, and we figured, well, that's exactly the type of team that Mike Roberts likes to field, a team that can really run. Once they get on the base paths, every single person in this lineup is capable of stealing an extra 90. And Simpson wasting no time.
1-0 is a fastball that catches the inside part of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes now, excuse me. At second base leads Chandler Simpson. Josh Pearson in the batter's box, just 1 for 2 is the junior from LSU. Left-handed batter. And Cotuit looking to strike first. 1-2. Fastball back to the screen. And the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. It remains a hot day here on the Cape. Not a lot of shadows here at Lowell Park. Everybody in the crowd is pretty much in the sun. Grandstands the left side and the right side. The only people in the shade are out and down the left field line. And the pressure already on the YD Red Sox in the bottom of the first with a runner at second. 1-2, fastball on the inner edge, strike 3 call. Big pitch from Bryce Robinson. And there's one away. And that's exactly what YD needs there. As up comes Brooks Baldwin, another left-handed batter. Baldwin hitting .326 this summer. A double, a home run, and 10 RBIs to his name. Opening offering, and he swings and bounces one right side of the infield. Long run for the shortstop, Haas. To his left, he gloves it, throws to first in time. Good play from Hunter Haas, who ranged from the left side to the right side and was able to throw Baldwin out. On to third goes Chandler Simpson. There's 2 away. And here is Tyler Johnson from Coastal Carolina. Left-handed batter with Simpson 90 feet away at third. No score between YD and Cotuit. Kettleers looking for first blood. Opening offering is a changeup that catches the outside part of the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Home plate umpire Mike Beal calling the balls and strikes. Frank Batagila at first. Dave Perry over there at third. Right arm dangling by his side. Robinson sets at the belt from the first base side of the rubber. Here comes his 0-1. Fastball misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike to Tyler Johnson.
Cotuit has a Tyler Johnson from Coastal Carolina. They also have a pitcher in their bullpen named Ty Johnson from Ball State. I'm sure that gets complicated.
That is complicated. Simpson leading at third with 1 out, with 2 gone and the bases. 1-1, big swing and a miss on the changeup, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. I don't know if Sam, if you saw this, but during the NBA draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder selected 2 guys named Jalen Williams, 1 with an I, 1 with a Y.
Had not seen that.
So that's, I don't even know how you get that right. 1-2, swing and a miss on a changeup, and that does it. A leadoff single for Chandler Simpson, but he is left stranded at third. We head to the second inning. No score between Cotuit and YD. 2 strikeouts for Bryce Robinson.
Red Sox baseball brought to you by the Cape Cod Veterinary Specialist. The Cape Cod Vet Specialists offer premier emergency and specialty care for when it matters most. Located in Buzzards Bay and Dennis. Learn more at CapeCodVetSpecialist.com. That's CapeCodVetSpecialists.com. Carlo?
Well, thank you, Sam. The scoreless game in the top of the second inning coming your way. The Cotuit Kettleers and the YD Red Sox, the top 2 teams of their divisions, although it is very, very early going at it here at Lowell Park, the first matchup of the year between the Kettleers and the Red Sox. The divisions, though, look very different. 5 wins for the top 4 teams in the Western Division, and Cotuit is running away with things in the East. So here is the right-handed batter of Jordan Thompson. No score, top of the second inning. And YD still looking for their first hit. First pitch to the righty. Thompson swings and misses at a changeup. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. A home run yesterday for Jordan Thompson. Picking up his first 2 RBIs of the summer. Here comes the 1-0. And he swings and foul taps one right back towards us. In the count, no balls and 2 strikes. I'm sure you heard that at home, as it was just underneath our crowd mic.
It might have actually hit the tip of our crowd mic, so we apologize if that was very, very loud.
That's my fault. I told our producer, Danny, no shot. The crowd mic gets hit before the game, and what do you know? We're not even through the second. 0-2. Changeup misses low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jordan Thompson, who hit .286 this past year with LSU, still trying to get the bat going. 1-2, and he swings and misses at a changeup. First strikeout for Busma. And there's one away. Here's Luke Schliger wearing a new number. Number 6 today. When I asked him about it, he said, Sam, there was no real reason besides the sizing. 20, I guess, a little bigger than 6. Left-handed batter looks at a first pitch and swings and fouls one right back to our feet. And the count, no balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, no disrespect to Cole Roberts, who had been wearing that number 6 jersey but has left the team. Two similar-sized guys in Schliger and Roberts.
0-1. Schliger checks his swing. Did he go? No. This is third base umpire Dave Perry. Had a change up below the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Base is empty. 1 out. Scoreless game between Cotuit and YD. Thanks so much for spending your Saturday afternoon with us. 1-1. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Schliger. 8 walks already this season for Luke, but he didn't take one in his last game against Orleans. It was the first time this summer that happened. 1-2. And he swings and misses at a changeup. And the count, a strikeout. Here for Bosma. Second straight strikeout in this second inning. And up comes Chase Mydroff. Two outs, nobody on, top 2. Here between Cotuit and YD. Mydroff just 2 for 13 on the summer. First pitch from the lefty. He checks his swing and rolls one slowly up the first base side. First baseman Johnson scoops it up, steps on the bag, and it's a quiet 1-2-3 inning for the YD offense. We head to the bottom of the second. No score between the Kettleers and the Red Sox. 2 up for YD. Zach Cole, Victor Scott II, and Cam Collier. YD Baseball is brought to you by the Massachusetts State Lottery. As a proud sponsor of Cape Cod Baseball League, the Mass State Lottery is celebrating the games we love, playing from the baseball diamond to the many lottery games that help support all 351 cities and towns across the Commonwealth. So here's to 50 years of winning and 50 more. Bottom 2 coming at you at Lowell Park. No score between the YD Red Sox and the Cotuit Kettleers as the top 2 teams from each division face off for the first time this season. Robinson on the mound, 2 strikeouts so far. Sam, what have you seen from the ready from BYU?
Well, the changeup was really good in that first inning. Like I said pregame, Carlo, that changeup's going to have to be the out pitch for him with so many lefties in this lineup, and it really, really looked nice in that first inning. He got a called third strike on what I believe was a slider running in on Josh Pearson, but the second strikeout, Tyler Johnson, big left-handed slugger, the cleanup hitter, well out in front of a change.
Robinson picks up the rosin bag behind the mound, shakes it on his hand a couple times, and climbs the hill. He faces the left-handed bat of Zach Cole. Victor Scott follows him, then Cam Collier. 1 hit on the board, that's for Cotuit. No score early in the bottom of the second. Opening offering, skips in the dirt. Changeup can't find the zone. 1 ball and no strikes. Zach Cole from Ball State hitting 192. Struck out 3 times against Chatham on Monday. 1-0. Swing and a miss on the curveball. 1 ball, 1 strike. A guy who led the NCAA in triples this past year with 9 of them. 1-1 is a curveball up and away. 2 balls and a strike. Shift is on here for the lefty. Shortstop Haas to the right of second base. Ferreira's in the gap. Bovee down the line, 2-1. And that gets the left knee of Zach Cole, who jogs down to first on the hit by pitch. And Robinson gifts a base runner as up comes Victor Scott the second. No stolen bases this summer for Cole. He stole 8 of them this past season at Ball State. So Victor Scott the second. Guess what? Another left-handed batter. Digs in. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Runner at first, the go-ahead run in a scoreless game between YD and Cotuit. Robinson deals. And a changeup above the zone. Count 1 ball and no strikes. Victor Scott from Powder Springs, Georgia. And he has got a whole lot of speed. 8 stolen bases already this summer for the junior from West Virginia. Throw back to first, back on his feet is Zach Cole.
Not just 8 stolen bases, but he's stolen 3 in a game already twice this summer and has yet to be caught.
Holds the bat above his head, looking to reach in the bottom of the second. No score. His teammate Zach Cole at first. Here comes the 1-0. Fastball high. 2 balls and no strikes to Victor Scott the second. His father, Victor Scott the first, was a member of the Morris Brown College Hall of Fame for track and field. His mom also ran track at Morris Brown. Waves the bat, belt high, wearing the pinstripes for the Cotuit Kettleers. 2 up. Fastball just misses away. 3 balls and no strikes, and Robinson trying to figure things out. Down 3-0. Two of the best pitching staffs on the Cape of the early summer going at it. 3-0. That fastball misses low. 4-pitch walk to Victor Scott the second. Zach Cole goes on to second. And here is the 17-year-old Cam Collier. Now, when you look at this roster for Cotuit, this is somebody who sticks out, Sam.
Yeah, this is a guy that you're going to see his name a lot next month in conversations of a first-round draft selection in the MLB draft. A guy who is taking a path not dissimilar to Bryce Harper and reclassifying to get drafted sooner.
Left-handed batter looks at a changeup that bounces in. Robinson has thrown 6 straight balls now, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. At second base leads Zach Cole. The go-ahead run at first is Victor Scott the second. Nobody out as Luke Schliger and John Raiola want to go talk to their right-handed pitcher from BYU. The Kettleers with a run differential of plus 34. The next best is YD at plus 11. This is an electric group from Cotuit that has been an unstoppable machine so far this season. Quick meeting between Raiola and Robinson, and we're back at it. Zach Cole at second, Victor Scott the second at first as Schliger pops a squat behind the plate. The 17-year-old Cam Collier from Georgia trying to give Cotuit the lead in a scoreless bottom of the second inning between YD and the Kettleers. Long stare in. Snap back throw to second. Did they get him? No. Just sliding in, reaching out with his right hand. Zach Cole barely gets back there as he dirties up the front of that white pinstripe uniform, turning brown due to the Lowell Park dirt. 2 on, nobody out, bottom 2. Collier with a 1-0 count, the pitch. And he swings and fouls one back down the left field line. The count 1 ball and 1 strike. Long signs from Schliger, who's having to go through them with Robinson. With a runner at second base in Zach Cole. 1-1. Swing and a miss on a changeup. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. And you wonder, Sam, if maybe that's what the meeting is about. You can see at second base, Cole is moving his head left to right after the sign is relayed from Schliger. And you wonder if YD was mixing things up. A ball and 2 strikes. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Bottom 2. No score. The 1-2. And a swing and a pop-up down the third base line on the changeup. The count holds at 1-2 to Collier. The guy who turned 17 in November, reclassified, got his GED, went to Chipola College, where he hit .333 as a 17-year-old kid. At 16 years old, Sam, he was 6'2", 210. 1-2. Fastball, he ropes into right field, right at the right fielder, Cole Carrig, who fakes a throw back to first. Everybody holds where they are on that line drive to right, and there's one away. Collier retired, and up comes Graham Pauley, the sophomore from Duke, another left-handed batter with 2 on and 1 out in the bottom of the second. Pauley hitless in the last 3 games he has appeared in, looking to end a mini cold streak out of the 8th spot. Robinson kicks and deals, and a swing and a foul back to the chain link fence behind home plate here at Lowell Park. It's a sturdy chain link, though. And it's not metal, it's covered in some sort of rubber. A lot of room behind home. We are just off to the right of home plate. Trees are quiet in the outfield. The flag stoic in left center. Not a lot of wind. It is 80 degrees. Here's the 0-1. Curveball popped up back towards the snack shack. And a nice play made by a fan. Able to glove it. Can't see, but there was applause, so I'm gonna give him props.
You would assume that's probably what happened.
No balls and 2 strikes. At second base leads Cole, the go-ahead run in a scoreless bottom of the second between YD and Cotuit. On the day, the Red Sox are looking to get Scott Pickler his 540th win. 0-2. Fastball misses away. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Graham, another Georgia batter, who was the best Blue Devil hitter this past spring. Hitting .292. Nobody on that Duke squad hit above 300. Here's the 1-2. And he swings and gets under one into left field. The left fielder, Hammeter, coming in. He calls off the shortstop, Hunter Haas, and makes the catch. 2 away. And an opportunity for Robinson to get through this bottom of the second, Sam, after allowing the first 2 batters to reach on a hit-by-pitch and a walk.
Well, that was a good piece of pitching there on Graham Pauley to get him underneath that one. Got a little lucky on the Cam Collier line drive because he hit that ball in the screws, caught a changeup that hung over the middle of the plate, but Bryce a chance to get out of another jam.
Left-handed bat of Justin McNiss, the former Orleans Firebirds, looks on with 2 on and 2 out. Opening offering, McNiss foul taps one onto the on-deck circle where Chandler Simpson is getting set. Simpson singled to begin the game. He's the only hit so far in this one. Bottom 2. No score. Gary, YD superfan, encouraging Bryce Robinson. He looks at second. Throws to second and hits Zach Cole in his backside. It rolls over to the right of second base. No damage done, as Hunter Haas was able to track it down with ease, but I don't know if Zach Cole said something to him. It just spiked it right at him.
Is he throwing at me or is he throwing it to you?
No balls and 1 strike to McNiss, hitting just 148. The 0-1, he swings and belts one into center field, going back to center fielder Homer Bush. He drops to his knee and comes up with a baseball. 3 hard hit balls, but the outfielders come up with him for YD. A fly ball to right, to left, and then to center to end the inning after Cole was hit by a pitch and Victor Scott was walked. No runs come across. 2 left on. We're still scoreless through 2 here at Lowell Park between Cotuit and YD. Well, hello from Captain Parker's Pub over in West Yarmouth on Route 28. The entire crew from Captain Parker's wants to give a big salute to Cape Cod baseball, especially the young players that have dedicated so much time and effort to baseball, America's pastime. So join us for lunch or dinner or just a bowl of our world-famous clam chowder. Captain Parker is easy to find, but awfully hard to leave. Sam Lebowitz, we are back here in the top of the third inning. No score between the Whitey Red Sox and the Cotuit Kettleers. YD with just one base runner so far. That was on a swing and a miss on a wild pitch for strike three. That pass Ferreras beat out to first. Hunter Haas, William Hamilton, and the leadoff hitter Homer Bush Jr. due up in the top of the third inning. That's the 8-9-1 hitters. And here is the right-handed bat of Hunter Haas on his way to Texas A&M. First pitch. Changeup misses low. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Red Sox taking on the 9-1-1 Kettleers. Here's the 1-0. Haas swings, loops one into center, a base hit. Hunter Haas with a leadoff single, just his 6th hit of the summer. And the future Aggie aboard at first. A good start for YD, their first hit of the afternoon. In stands 9-hole hitter William Hamilton. The Alabama left-handed batter from Tuscaloosa digs in. Hunter Haas with good speed at first base. He led Arizona State in stolen bases his freshman year. First pitch home. Swinging a line drive into left field, going back to left fielder Cole on the back pedal, reaches up, makes the catch. Hunter Haas retreats back to first. Hamilton off the end of the bat into the shadows into left. Got a good piece on that baseball, but Cole able to track it down. There's one away.
Red Sox have come out attacking in this third inning, trying to take advantage of some early count fastballs from Bosma before he can get to those off-speed pitches. And that was hit pretty well by Hammy.
No score, top three. Here's the right-handed bat of Homer Bush Jr., the leadoff hitter with Hunter Haas at first and one away. Bosma with a lob to first, and back on the head first slide in is Hunter Haas. The Cotuit Kettleers coming off their first loss of the summer, looking to bounce back. YD looking to get Scott Pickler to win number 540 as a field manager. Opening offering down the hill. Homer Bush slaps one into right. Right fielder Pearson on the back pedal, ranging towards the line. He makes the catch. A lot of loud contact, ending up in leather of Cotuit Kettleers, 2 away. So here is pass for Ferreras. Reached on a wild pitch and a swinging strike three. Right-handed batter and the returning YD Red Sox. Looking to move Hunter Haas over. Haas a leadoff single at first in the top of the third. Bosma deals. Changeup misses inside. The count, 1 ball and no strikes to Ferreras. Ferreras was the SoCon preseason player of the year for Western Carolina, where he led the team in average RBIs. 1-0, swing and a miss at the changeup. The count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, you knew it would be a pitching matchup here this afternoon, Sam, and if you're YD, you have to take advantage of runners on.
And they've had some good swings in this inning, both Bush and Hamilton with long opposite field lineouts.
Two checks at first. The 1-2. Haas running, swinging a ground ball left side towards the gap. Third baseman Collier to his left. He gloves it knee high, throws to first, and down goes Ferreras. One hit to lead off the inning, but Hunter Haas left stranded. We head to the bottom of the third here at Lowell Park. No score between the YD Red Sox and the Cotuit Kettleers. YD Baseball is brought to you by MP Sports Cards. MP Sports Cards is proud to sponsor the kids' baseball clinics. If you're a sport card collector, be sure to stop by and check out the latest releases, graded cards, supplies, and more. A local favorite for hobby enthusiasts across Massachusetts and, of course, your Cape Cod Baseball League. Stop in our store and mention code Red Sox to get one free pack of 2022 Topps Baseball Update with any purchase. Some exclusions apply. Visit us at 71 Main Street in Carver, Massachusetts, or online at mpsportscards.com. Carlo Jimenez and Sam Lebowitz welcoming you back to the bottom of the third inning. Chandler Simpson leads things off for the Cotuit Kettleers, the best hitter this past spring in the NCAA. Oh, knocked a single into center field on the first pitch he saw. Digs in to face Robinson. No score between the YD Red Sox and the Cotuit Kettleers. Here's the first pitch, and the left-handed batter hits one right back to the pitcher. Robinson snares it, letters high, and there's one away. Well, there's one way to get him.
Sure.
You've seen two pitches, hit them both right back up the middle. And that time, Robinson said, not so fast. One out on one pitch. Base is empty. Here's Josh Pearson, the junior from LSU, struck out looking in the opening frame. Robinson deals, and Pearson looks at a ball away. Changeup can't drop in. First time today that Cotuit does not have the leadoff man reach. And Robinson does not have to work out of the stretch. 1-0. Changeup well above the zone. 2 balls and no strikes to Pearson. He spent last summer with the Sanford River Rats of the Florida League and won the Home Run Derby. Base is empty, 1 out on a warm afternoon at Lowell Park. 2-0 is a changeup in on the hands that Pearson fouls back to the screen. 2 balls and a strike. Sun high above the grandstand down the left field line as the shadows crawl across Lowell Park. 2-1 down the hill, and a swing and a line drive down the right field line, a fair ball. Pearson digging for second. The right fielder carrying into the corner, picks it up. His throw to second on one hop, but not in time to the headfirst landing Josh Pearson, who's in with an extra base hit. His first double of the summer moves the go-ahead run into scoring position for Brooks Baldwin with one away in the top of the third. Baldwin grounded out to the shortstop, Hunter Haas. It was on the right side of the infield, however, as YD's defense is playing with a huge gap on the left side of the infield. Hunter Haas right behind Pearson, and the third baseman Jordan Thompson down the line. Opening offering to the lefty, swings and misses it. A good changeup from Bryce Robinson. No balls and 1 strike. YD, the best team in the West. Cotuit, the best team in the Eastern Division. Oh, 1. And a swing and a foul tip off the mask of Luke Schliger. No balls and 2 strikes quickly here to Baldwin. The Colonial Athletic Conference Player of the Year, currently rocking a 4-game hitting streak. Eight stolen bases for Brooks. Trying to score his teammate Josh Pearson in a scoreless bottom of the third between YD and Cotuit. 0-2. And a swing and a foul. Straight back towards the parking lot. One of the more dangerous parking lots here at Lowell Park, Sam.
Pretty close to the field of play. Not far behind the press box that provides some protection, but it's not a very tall press box.
Robinson sets from the first base side of the rubber. Is 0-2? No, he looks back onto second, and back on his feet is Pearson, who's scampering around behind Robinson. Pearson stole no bases this past year at LSU. 0-2. Swinging a ground ball into right field, a base hit. Getting the go sign at third. Pearson digging for the plate. The throw in on a hop. Gets away from the catcher Schliger. On to second on the throwaway goes Brooks Baldwin after his RBI knock, and Cotuit with the early advantage, 1-0 in the bottom of the third. Carrick's throw in right, missed the cutoff man, and just rolled by Luke Schliger. And that gave a free extra 90 feet to Brooks Baldwin, who now sits in scoring position at second. Tyler Johnson, the left-handed batter, into the box, as Cotuit holds the 1-0 lead in the bottom of the third with one away. Robinson, right arm dangling by his side, glove tucked underneath the left armpit. Oh, first pitch home. Misses high on the changeup. The count 1 ball and no strikes. Well, after Cotuit brought runners in scoring position in the first and the second, finally brings somebody home in the third. 1-0. Fastball raked into the gap into right center field. That ball rolls all the way to the fence. Coming home and scoring with ease is Brooks Baldwin. On to second on his feet is Tyler Johnson. Another RBI. This one a double off the bat of the cleanup hitter from Coastal Carolina. And 2-0 quickly. Cotuit with the advantage in the bottom of the third.
Well, there was some hard contact against Bryce Robinson in those first 2 innings, and a bunch of those balls have been hit right at guys, but everything finding space here in this inning after the line out to start the inning. Double, single, double. Cotuit is finding a groove second time through the order against Bryce Robinson.
A reason their run differential this season is plus 34 for the 9-1-1 Kettleers. 2-0 bottom 3. Here's the left-handed bat of Zach Cole, who comes out swinging and pops the first pitch up onto the grandstand. Down the third base line. Back-to-back doubles. Two doubles sandwiched in between a single from Baldwin. And it is 2-0 Cotuit leading YD. A 1. Fastball swinging a foul tip out of the glove of Schliger. No balls and 2 strikes quickly to Zach Cole, who was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. No clouds in the skies. Just under 80 degrees. No breeze. Not a good day to be in the sun. It's hot here at Lowell Park in the first matchup between YD and Cotuit. Snap back throw to second. Did they get him off the bag? No. Back head first slide is Tyler Johnson. Not an easy slide, though. It was close. Hunter Haas, a good tag. Johnson's white uniform turns brown as he reaches out to touch the base with a right hand on a head first slide. 3 hits, 2 runs in the frame for Cotuit. Here's an 0-2. Fastball fought off down the left field line and foul towards where some picnic benches are. A lot of room down that left field line here at Lowell Park. And fans sitting in the shade out towards the bullpen of Cotuit. Tyler Johnson takes his lead at second after his RBI double. Zach Cole in the hole, 0-2. Robinson looks at second, here it comes. Fastball misses away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The junior from Ball State, a guy who struggled to get his career going in college. COVID hit his freshman year. Sophomore year battled back a back injury in the fall, then an ankle injury during the season. Never really found a groove. 1-2, and he swings and misses at a changeup. A strikeout for Bryce Robinson. His third. There's 2 away in the bottom of the third. And next time Zach Cole comes up, we'll finish the story on how he found his rhythm. But here's Victor Scott II. Cotuit 2, YD none. First pitch to the lefty. He checks his swing, takes the strike. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Two teams to face off 4 times this summer. Cotuit, the highlight of the summer, started 9-0 on the Cape. Here's an 0-1. Fastball above the zone, got the nub of the bat. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes. A lucky break there for Bryce Robinson. An opportunity to get through this bottom of the third with just 2 runs allowed. 3 hits, 2 across. Runner at second is Johnson. Robinson stares in, comes set, belly button high. Schlegel sets up away, 0-2. Fastball misses off the outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Victor Scott, the second, saw 4 pitches from Bryce in his last at-bat. All of them missed. He went on to first with the walk. Conservative lead at second for Tyler Johnson. Robinson peaks, 1-2. Swinging a high pop-up, mile high on the infield left side. Hunter Haas going back. William Hammer, the left fielder, calls him off and comes up with a baseball. 3 hits, 2 runs come across, 1 left on, and the Cotuit Kettleers with a 2-0 lead through 3. We head to the 4th inning. Sam Lebowitz takes you through the meat of this one. Cotuit with the early advantage through 3 here at Lowell Park.
Hey Sox fans, have you ever thought about buying or selling a home? Emily Szymanski of the Salty Dog Group is your pet-friendly neighborhood realtor as part of the team at the Keller Williams Realty of Cape Cod and the Islands. Emily is your go-to resource for home buying and selling. Call Emily Szymanski at 508-221-0196 or visit the saltydoggroup.kw.com. That's saltydoggroup.kw.com. Here in the top of the 4th, Cotuit leads your YD Red Sox 2-0 after snagging a pair against Bryce Robinson. The last half inning, bottom of the 3rd. And it'll be the middle of the Red Sox order to kick things off against Ty Bosma here in the 4th. Cole Carrig, Mike Bovey, Jordan Thompson, Sam Lebowitz here alongside Carlo Jimenez taking you through the midway of this game. Red Sox just a hit through the first time plus through the lineup. That was a Hunter Haas single back in the 3rd. Carrig in this one. Hit the ball hard, line out to center his first time. First pitch coming home, a curveball drops in strike 1. Bosma has struck out 3, allowed just the hit, has not walked a batter through his first 3 frames. 0-1. Missed off the outside corner at 86, a fastball. Season high in innings pitched this summer so far for Bosma is 4. Here working in his 4th inning, and a 1-1 home to Carrig. Missed away and down a changeup. Beautiful day for baseball at one of the most beautiful parks on Cape Cod here at Lowell Park. 2-1 coming home. Chopped slowly, reached for a changeup, it's foul. Count goes to 2-2 on Cole Carrig, who is trying his best to find the stroke that led him to be the league leading hitter through the first handful of games. His average is still a respectable, highly respectable 379, but it's cooled off from where he was earlier in the summer. 2-2, down and in. Carrig just 1 for his last 7. Took an over yesterday against Chatham, 0 for 2. 3-2. Missed away for ball 4, so Cole Carrig takes his 4th walk of the summer and a leadoff base runner for the Red Sox. The second time they've had the leadoff runner on.
Yeah, Hunter Haas singled to begin the third, Sam, and, well, he watched 3 of his teammates go down in order. Let's see if Whitey can be productive here with the tying run at the plate.
Mike Bovey, the hitter. Bovey a fly out to center his first time through. Left on left here. Bovey, another guy who's cooled off some since a torrid start to his summer, average down to 344. Once sat over 400 just a few days ago. First one home, misses high, a fastball. Garrick, a guy who will run, has 4 stolen bases on the summer. Stole a base yesterday against the Anglers. Not a big lead on at first against the left-hander. 1-0 to Bovey. Inside corner strike, and Justin Mickness out of the crouch quickly to look Carrick's back. But nothing going on, and a 1-1 count on Bovey. Nice crowd on hand here at Lowell Park as the sun beginning to get lower in the sky over the third base side. 1-1. Chopped slowly over the first baseman, a slight hop to get it for 1. Relay to first, not in time. Tyler Johnson gets the lead runner, that's all. Carrick retired on the base paths. And Bovey will take over at first base. And Jordan Thompson, the hitter. Thompson, a strikeout victim his first time through after he hit his first home run of the summer yesterday. A big 2-run shot at Red Wilson Field to get the Red Sox going in that game. And the first one home from Bosma is popped fouling out of play, back over our heads. 2-0 game here. Cotuit leads the Red Sox. Top of the 4th inning here at Lowell Park. First of 4 between these two teams this summer, as the Red Sox have built themselves a small lead in the Eastern Division. And Cotuit, the early favorite in the West, currently running away with things. 0-1. Breaking ball didn't really break much. It stays up. And a count 1-1 on Thompson. A 9-0 start for Cotuit. They had 4 shutout wins in their first 5 games, but winless in their last 2. A tie and a loss yesterday to Harwich. 1-1. Checks his swing on a breaking ball. It drops in strike 2. It's a 4-2 loss to the Mariners here at Lowell Park, as Joe Vitrano had a big 2-run 8th inning home run for Harwich. Take some of the pressure off the Red Sox, not having to beat an unbeaten team today. Still a very good team. And a 1-2 to Thompson. Breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3. And the second time Thompson a strikeout victim. 4th K overall for the left-hander out of Kentucky, Ty Bosma. And Luke Schliger will hit with 2 out and a runner anchored on first base. Red Sox have had some better swings this second time through the order, but still really nothing going on. First one to Schliger, strikeout victim his first time. He takes it over the inside corner, strike 1. Schliger doing the catching today, tasked with trying to quiet down the Cotuit base running game. They've already stolen 1 base off of him. 0-1 home. Missed away, a fastball. Schliger did not play yesterday. Fernando Gonzalez got the start, played all 9 behind the dish against Chatham. Base hits have been tough to come by for Luke so far. 3 out of 15, but he's walked 8 times. He's been hit twice. 1-1. Rolled to the right side, right of the second baseman, Baldwin. Plays it shoulder high on a big hop and throws out the runner on at first to end the inning. Schliger retired. Red Sox done away after a leadoff walk. Can't get him any further. On to the bottom of the 4th we go here at Lowell Park. The Red Sox trail Cotuit 2-0. Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops and first responders who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedom. In support of this program, the Whitey Red Sox and all Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. The special weekly celebrations of Red Shirt Fridays are sponsored by Zephyr Hats, the Massachusetts State Lottery, and OT Sports. Support our troops and first responders by joining us every Friday by wearing red. Bottom half of the fourth, Cotuit leads the Red Sox 2-0. Sam Libowitz alongside Carlo Jimenez taking you through this one at Lowell Park. Cam Collier, Graham Pauly, Justin Mickness, 7-8-9 for Cotuit. First one home from Bryce Robinson. A fastball misses just high to the 17-year-old Cam Collier, who doesn't turn 18 until November, and when he does, he'll be the member of some Major League Baseball organization. The 0-1 fastball blew by him at 88. Collier, a projected first-round pick this year, who was initially in the class of 2023, 1-1, fouled back. But he reclassified, finished his GED early, and took a year at JUCO at Chipola Junior College in Florida in order to jumpstart his professional career sooner. On a 1-2. Rolled to short. Hunter Haas charging in towards the second base bag. His throw to first in time. Collier 0 for 2 has hit a couple of baseballs hard now.
The thing that amazes me about Collier is that at 16 he was 6'2", 210. I think I was maybe 5'6", 130 when I was 16.
I think I was about 6 foot when I was 16, but I've been about 6 foot 6'2" for the last few years or so.
We get it.
Yeah, I don't mean to be that guy. First one coming home to Graham Pauly is strike a fastball. But the thing about Collier is that he has such natural ability to hit that he's drawn comparisons to Bryce Harper because of the path that they've both taken. Collier and Harper, both guys who reclassified, did JUCO for a year. 0-1 coming home is fouled off. And were drafted as quote-unquote college talents before they were even really college age. And Collier projected to go in the mid to top half of the first round, 0-2. Away to Pauly, a fly-out victim, flew out to right his first time.
You know, potential sells when it comes to the draft, and Collier has a whole bunch of it. His ability to swing the bat at such a young age.
0-2 to Pauly. Foul back. He is a true talent. And, now we've seen a couple of guys who were slated to go in the early parts of the draft this year. We didn't see him yesterday, but Carson Wisenhunt is the ace of that Angler staff. He's a projected potential first rounder this year. 0-2. Hit hard, hits the back of the mound and stays down right at the second baseman, Ferreras. It's actually Hunter Haas who is over in the shift on the right side of second. So another 6-3 on your scorecard. That one pretty much a routine grounder right at the standard second base position. And that's the second out. And Justin Mickness will hit. And line out victim, his first time through. Hit one sharply to center.
A little bit of a chess match here between Pickler and Roberts. Scott Pickler is just daring them to hit it through the 5.5 hole.
First one to Mickness, misses away. Well, with so many left-hand hitters in this lineup, the Red Sox have been shifting pretty much every hitter. Every single hitter that has batted today for Cotuit has swung the bat from the left side. The only non-true left-hand hitter is the third hole hitter, Brooks Baldwin, who's a switch hitter. 1-0. Missed inside a fastball at 86.
And in response, Pickler's just saying, okay, I'm going to play my second baseman up the middle and pull my shortstop up the middle and pull my second baseman to the outfield.
And in a 2-0 count, they shift over even more on its way. Check swing tapper up the first baseline. Robinson Fields will take it himself to the bag and end the inning. Quick inning with 3 groundouts for Bryce Robinson. Good bounce back for Bryce here in the fourth. On to the fifth we go here at Lowell Park. The Red Sox looking to come back in this one. They trail Cotuit 2-0. Whitey Red Sox baseball brought to you by Giardino's Family Restaurant, a Cape Cod tradition. Same family, same location for 52 years. Giardino, part of the community, giving back to many and various organizations, and is part of the recognition. A Whitey Little League field is named in memory of their dad, who founded the business in 1970. Giardino's is a family-oriented operation, serving a wide range menu, sure to please everyone. Give them a try, and you will come back. At 242 Main Street on Route 28 in West Yarmouth, or visit giardinosfamilyrestaurant.com. Top half of the fifth, middle frame of regulation between these two teams. Cotuit leading the Red Sox 2-0. First pitch home to Chase Mydroth. The strike from the left-hander Ty Bosma, who is out for his fifth inning of work, reaching the fifth for the first time this summer here in his third start. A one coming home. Changeup misses down. 1-1 on Chase Mydroth, who tapped out to the first baseman his first time through. Right-hand hitter out of the University of San Diego. On a 1-1. Another changeup again, missed down. 2-1 on Mydroth, who's looking to get the bat going. Now a 2 for 14 start to his summer. He's walked 4 times, so he's seen some pitches, but trying to get some knocks. 2-1, fastball missed away. Count goes to 3-1 on Mydroth. On a beautiful day for baseball, not a cloud in sight. Temperature has dropped below 80 at 79. 3-1. Popped up. Foul. Backing out of play. Count goes to 3-2 on Mydroth. One of 4 Toreros on this Whitey roster, along with Jack Costello, Ivan Romero, and Connor Thurman. 3-2. In the dirt, changeup, he walked him. And for the third inning, the Red Sox will have the leadoff man aboard. Second walk of the day for the left-hander out of Kentucky, Bosma. And the Red Sox will try to do something with that. Hunter Haas, who has the lone Red Sox hit in this game, a single his last time up, will try to get things going here with a runner on first and no out. Cotuit has some work going in their bullpen. Get you that name in just a moment. Not a long lead for Chase Mydroth on at first. First pitch home to Hunter Haas is hit hard towards the shortstop hole, and that's going to get on through for a base hit. Up to second goes Mydroth. Second hit for Hunter Haas. He's 2 for 2. He has both Red Sox hits. Brings up William Hameter, who hit one sharply his first time through, but was a line-out victim as he drove one towards the left field corner. Left-hand hitter here in a left-on-left matchup. One of just 3 left-hand hitters in the Red Sox order today against Bosma. He squares to bunt, pulls it back, and takes a ball. It's Mark McLaughlin, the 6'3" right-hander out of Tennessee, who is added to the Cotuit roster today. Who was up in the bullpen for the Kettleers.
Hameter had a great batting practice round yesterday, and we'll see if he's been swinging the bat well in the Turtle. We can move some guys around here.
1-0, we'll see if he's bunting again. He squares, pulls it back, it's in the dirt. Count goes to 2-0, and Mike Roberts is out of the dugout. He is at least going to try to get a conversation in with his left-hander Bosma, who walked the leadoff hitter, gave up a single. It's a 2-0 count on William Hameter. Roberts not pulling the baseball out of his hand immediately, animated on that mound. Chatting with his infield. It's a right-hander up in the bullpen. A couple of right-hand hitters on deck in Homer Bush and Pass Ferreras. And a 2-0 count on William Hameter in a left-on-left matchup here. So looks for the time being that Mike Roberts is going to let his 6'6" lefty finish this at bat.
He's animated too atop the mound. He is speaking passionately to his group of guys.
There's a full conversation that he had with all 6 of the guys that were with him on the mound, the 4 infielders, the pitcher, the catcher. home plate umpire Mike Beal not interrupting. But Roberts heads back to the dugout. And with that wisdom, whatever it may be, Ty Bosma will work on a 2-0 count to William Hameter, the left-handed hitter out of the University of Alabama, Tuscaloosa. He squares early, and he pulls it back and takes a ball in the dirt. So that, almost certainly a designed play on the part of the Red Sox. Hameter squared very, very early and pulled it back as if to hit as the first baseman and third baseman crept in.
3-0, you swinging away here?
Got to see a strike in a 2-0 game. Collier, the third baseman, is playing very far in at third.
There's a huge gap in left center, too. The shortstop, Pauly, is over towards third base.
So it's a 3-0 count. We'll see what the Red Sox do here with Hameter. Not squaring yet. He won't square. 3-0 home. Missed away for ball 4. And the Red Sox will load him up with nobody out. And now Roberts will come and get Bosma and bring in his right-hander, Mark McLaughlin. We'll introduce you to him after a quick break here. We're atop the Red Sox order. We'll bat with the bases loaded, nobody out. Homer Bush coming to the dish against a right-hand pitcher with a sacks full of socks in a 2-0 Cotuit lead here in the top of the 5th. Well, Homer Bush will hit here against a new arm with the bases full of Red Sox and nobody out in the top of the 5th. Red Sox trailing 2-0. The new pitcher is Tennessee Volunteer, Mark McLaughlin. Just finished up his junior season for the Vols, and he was very, very good. I'll get you those numbers in just a minute. As Homer Bush steps in, first pitch home is in the dirt and skips away, and here comes Mydroth coming home to the plate. He will score. Everyone else moves up 90. Red Sox on the board. First pitch, off-speed pitch from Mark McLaughlin, skipped on by the catcher, Justin Mickness. And just like that, the tying and go-ahead runs will be in scoring position with nobody out for the Red Sox. A run now home.
Whitey has not had to swing much this inning, Sam.
And they say Homer Bush did not swing on that first pitch. He did check it. It's a 1-0 count to Homer. First 1-0 is upstairs, a curveball.
You go back to the walk to Hammeter. He saw 4 balls. Homer's now looked at 2, and they got to run in.
McLaughlin has a reputation of being pretty gross in relief. 2.01 ERA in 27 appearances this year. 2-0. Breaking ball. Lost the glove again. This one flings towards the Cotuit dugout. He swung through it. Maybe it's time that Homer Bush does, in fact, get some pine tar, because that's the second time as Mike Roberts and Scott Pickler both go to greet Homer Bush. Pickler with the bat, Mike Roberts with the pine tar towards the Cotuit dugout. It's going to be a 2-1 count on Homer Bush. This year for Tennessee, 12.9 strikeouts per 9 inning for the right-hander. He walked only 3.4 batters per 9, pretty good mark for a reliever. 45 Ks and 31 and a third. Gave up 7 total earned runs all season. Did allow 3 home runs. A Johns Creek, Georgia native. 2-1. Rolled to short with the infield in. Collier dives for it's the shortstop who makes the play and looks the runner back. Throws out Bush by a stride. A big first out from McLaughlin.
Good job by Collier there. You don't have a whole lot of time to stare Hunter Haas back to third base with the speed of Homer Bush Jr. Mike Roberts just came out of his dugout, Sam, and said, if they squeeze, get an out somewhere. Everybody heard that.
Pass Ferreras, guy who handles the bat pretty well, will hit. 2 in scoring position and 1 out. First one home. Off the dish, but on the outside corner, a called strike by home plate umpire Mike Beal. A slider there from McLaughlin, 0-1 on pass Ferreras. Hunter Haas runs well at short. Hammeter, an average speed guy at second. Infield still in. Red Sox trying to at least get it even. Trailing 2-1. 0-1 pitch. Misses high, a curveball. McLaughlin hasn't had the feel for that one yet. One. Fastball, strike, outside corner at 91. McLaughlin's brother Sean played baseball at Georgia and is currently with the LA Angels in their organization in the minors as a pitcher. Pitching in a 1-2 count to pass Ferreras. On its way in the dirt. Rolls up the third baseline softly, but no advance by the Red Sox. Ferreras struck out but reached on a wild pitch his first time through and also grounded out. Trying to find real estate with the infield drawn in. A single would likely score 2 and give the Red Sox a 5th inning lead. They trail 2-1. 2 in scoring position, 1 out. 1 run home already in this inning. McLaughlin a low set beneath the belt. Now a 2-1. Swing and a miss. He got him. High fastball. 92. Blew it by Ferreras. Big strikeout for McLaughlin. And now the Red Sox will need a 2-out hit. And Cole Carrig will be the man tasked with getting at least one of these runs home. The Red Sox had the bases loaded, nobody out. The first pitch that McLaughlin threw in relief of Ty Bosma was a wild one. Went to the backstop, scored a runner from third. Moved the other runners up to second and third, but a soft ground out, a strikeout, has put 2 quick outs on the board. And Carrig now batting, switch hitter from the left side. First one home. Fastball missed up.
Not a huge change in speeds here from Bosma to McLaughlin. That fastball topped out 92, Sam, so you're looking at about 3 or 4 miles per hour difference.
Bosma was mostly 86 to 88. As Carrig calls time, Cole in this one lined out to center and walked. has driven in just a pair this summer. 1-0. Curveball drops in, strike one. That was the first good one out of the right arm of McLaughlin. Thing of beauty to get the count even on Cole Carrig. Haas the runner on third, Hammer on its second. Infield back with 2 out. Outfield playing straight up. 1-1. Checks his swing and a high fastball. Did he go? He did. Carrig not in agreement with the field umpire, Dave Perry, who threw up the right arm. It's a 1-2 count on Carrig after he composes himself. Flowing blonde hair out of the back of his helmet. Choked up on that two-tone bat. And a 1-2. Golfed in the air out to deep right center field. Scott moving over. He has a routine catch, and he makes it. And that retires the side. The Red Sox load the bases, scored just once after having the chances with nobody out. And at the end of the top of the fifth, it's the Red Sox 1, the Kettleers 2 here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. We're halfway home here at Lowell Park.
Hey, business owners, is your website generating the leads and sales that you want it to? If not, contact Devodime, the official web development company of the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox. Devodime offers a comprehensive website audit that will identify ways to improve your site and increase your ROI. Check out devodime.com to learn more. Sam Lebowitz, take us away.
Bottom half of the fifth, Bryce Robinson back to the mound after working a quick fourth. Red Sox got a run back. And top of the Cotuit lineup, Chandler Simpson takes a changeup over the inside corner for strike one. Now a 2-1 game here at Lowell Park. Simpson has hit a couple of line drives, one to center field for a single, one right back to Robinson for a line out. Left-hand hitter out of Georgia Tech, 0-1. Slap the other way, it's going to drop down in front of William Hammer, a base hit. A two-hit day for Chandler Simpson. He's now 14 of 24 to start his summer after leading NCAA baseball nationwide in batting average.
He doesn't have the same power of a guy like former Whitey Red Sox Brooks Lee, but his approach and the way he's able to make contact every single time, Sam, reminds you of somebody like Brooks Lee, who, of course, hit 400 when he was with the Red Sox here on Cape.
It's a very flat swing, but one that produces line drives. He's now 2 for 3 today. Could easily be 3 for 3. Check in on him at first. He has stolen a base in this one already. Yeah, it was his 7th in 9 tries. Robinson will contend with him. The leadoff runner aboard with plenty of speed. Now Josh Pearson, the hitter, another left-hand hitter, another check. Chandler back in standing. Almost fell off the first base bag as he went in standing. Sun starting to get a little lower in the sky behind the grandstands down the third base line, and in doing so is shining right in our eyes. Another check on Simpson, but the action slightly to our right, where the sun isn't, rather to our left. where the sun is. Simpson doubled his last time through and scored. He's also struck out, and Simpson's going on the first pitch. It's swung on and lined foul. So a little hit and run action. But it'll just be an 0-1 count on Josh Pearson out of LSU.
And Chandler's so fast, Sam, that he doesn't really even need an aggressive lead to take off. I mean, that was a 1.5-step lead at first. He was running.
Mike Roberts, a guy who has fostered many a base stealer here at Cotuit. His own son, Brian Roberts, who played more than a decade in the big leagues, a noted base stealer in his time with the Orioles mostly. Oh, one not going. Fastball missed away. A little bit of a pitch out maybe there on an up and away fastball at 85. I'm sure that someone like Chandler Simpson has the green light whenever he gets a read on a pitcher from Roberts. Where's that oven mitt on his left arm? And another check on him at first. Robinson paying lots of attention to the Georgia Tech infielder, Atlanta native, who was a weapon for GT this year, as he is here for Mike Roberts. 1-1, missed away again. So a 2-1 count on Pearson. Another one of these Louisiana natives who plays for his hometown team in Baton Rouge, donning the purple and gold. 2-1 is put up in the air to left center field. Sliding over Hammeter, he makes the catch. And that's the first out. Back to first goes Simpson. And Brooks Baldwin will be the hitter.
Well, Sam, if Bryce is able to get you 2 more outs and go through 5 with only 2 runs on the board, you got to feel like that's a win if you're the Whitey Red Sox.
Absolutely, you'd feel like that's a win heading to the later stages of this one. Cotuit has hit well against the fastball this year, and Bryce is not a guy who throws very hard. He's given up some loud contact, but through the first 4 1/3, just 2 runs on the board, and the Red Sox are down a run. First one home is just off the outside corner, 84-mile-an-hour fastball. Robinson may be losing a little bit of the velocity here in the middle innings. Baldwin in this one, a ground out. He singled in a run and scored his last time through. Check on Simpson before the 1-0. He's not getting a large lead, but not a guy who really needs one. Being held on at first by Mike Bovey. Another check. Field shifted around slightly towards right. Haas playing fairly up the middle. Ferreras swung around towards the right field line, and a hole between first and second. Runner going on the 1-0, swinging to miss a changeup. Throw down by Schliger on a hop. Got him! Delayed call by Dave Perry, the field umpire, but he says Chandler Simpson is thrown out by Luke Schliger. That's the second out.
How about the throw from Luke on a breaking ball? Able to get one onto second base and on the money. And a guy who stole 55 stolen bases last summer was only thrown out 10 times. Out by the catcher from Maryland.
So it's 2 out, nobody on, a 1-1 count on its way to Baldwin. Another changeup, this one misses low. Similar pitch there. It was an off-speed pitch that Luke picked out of the tips of the dirt and fired a 1-hop strike to Hunter Haas to catch Simpson going. 2-1. Fouled off. Count goes to 2-2. And Bryce Robinson in prime position to give the Red Sox 5 pretty good innings here, and having done his job keeping them in this ball game. Now a 2-2. popped up along the third baseline, might stay in play. That's the shortstop Haas, a long run. He gets there on a backhand catch in foul territory to end the inning. Bryce Robinson with 5 strong frames for the Red Sox to keep them in this one. After he was shaky in the third, strong in the fourth, now strong in the fifth, and moves us along to the sixth. Red Sox trail Cotuit 2-1 here at Lowell Park. Welcome back to Lowell Park here in beautiful Barnstable, Massachusetts. The Red Sox trailing the Cotuit Kettleers 2-1 here, top half of the sixth inning. Mike Bovey, Jordan Thompson, Luke Schliger to face the right-hander out of Tennessee, Mark McLaughlin.
It looks like there's changes in the field, but home plate umpire Mike Beal said he can't see them. And so he said, maybe you can, to the guys in the press box, so I will try to see if I can see them. Wish me luck.
With the binoculars, Carlos Jimenez is on the scene doing some investigative journalism here for us. First pitch to Mike Bovey, a fastball, a high strike at the letters, 0-1. Bovey in this one, a fly out, a ground ball into the fielder's choice back in the fourth. 0-1. Off-speed pitch misses high. Looks like we have a new middle infield combination. 1-1 home to Bovey. Again, an off-speed pitch misses high. Looks like Brooks Baldwin has moved over to short. Two on. Spikes a fastball. Only about a 54-foot offering there from McLaughlin. The count runs to 3-1. So Baldwin slides from second to short. Get the rest of the changes in a minute. 3-1 home. A fastball misses inside, gets away from the catcher, goes to the backstop. It's ball 4 on Bovey. Paulie is sliding from short to second, so Mike Roberts has is that right? That he swapped his middle infielders?
It looks like Baldwin's in right, Sam. 11 is in right. And it short is, trying to get a number, 18?
18 is short. Here's Jordan Thompson, a runner on first and nobody out. Slider, he swung. A half-hearted swing there by Thompson, who has twice struck out.
It might be 10 instead of 18 at short, Ryan Ritter. I think that's what it is. So Ryan Ritter is at short, and Brooks Baldwin is in right with Paulie at second. That's the changes.
A 1, missed up an off-speed pitch. So we'll try to confirm this as soon as we can. It might take these guys actually coming up to the plate to confirm it, but if Carlo is correct, we have our changes. 1-1 on Thompson. Runner going on a hit-and-run pitch. He tried to swing it. It's in the dirt. It goes to the backstop. Bovey's at second. He's running towards third. McNiss's throw is not made. On a hit-and-run play, on a fastball that was spiked in the dirt, looked like Thompson doing everything he could to put that ball in play on a hit-and-run play. That's what you're taught. You got to swing at it no matter what, unless it's very blatantly in the dirt. Reached for it, didn't make contact on it. McNiss tried to backhand it. He went to the backstop. Bovey never stopped running. He's on at third. After the wild pitch, with nobody out, that's the tying run. A 1-2 count on Jordan Thompson. Infield comes in again. 1-2 home. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. He went around. Tag applied by McNiss. Thompson a strikeout victim for the third time. That's the first out. Bovey anchored at third. So Schliger, the hitter now. Luke will try to get home Bovey with the tying run. Once again, the changes in the field. Ryan Ritter is the new shortstop. Pauly slides to second. Baldwin slides to right in place of Josh Pearson. First one to Schliger. Off-speed pitch drops in strike 1.
Second straight inning that YD has had a runner at third and 1 out. They left the runner stranded, which was Hunter Haas, in the 5th. Got to bring Bovey home. Tie this game up.
Schliger a strikeout, a ground out. 0-1. Upstairs, off-speed pitch. Luke, a guy who doesn't extend out of the strike zone very often, taking that pitch away. Luke is seeking his second run batted in of this summer. First one came back against Orleans on June the 17th, so it's been a while since he's driven home a run. Bovey on third, 1 out, 1-1 count to Schliger on its way. Spiked it, gets away, here comes Bovey, and he will score the tying run. McLaughlin never really even tried to come home and cover home plate. That ball didn't even make it really all that far from home plate. But Bovey trots in with the tying run, and we're all even up at 2.
Take them any way you can get them. Right now, they're coming for free.
There's a 2-1 count on Schliger. The base is empty. On its way, and it's laced out towards center. Going to drop in base hit. Luke Schliger with a 1-out single. So if you'd like to imagine he would have gotten Bovey home anyways, there you go. 1-out single. Red Sox have the go-ahead run on base now. And Chase Mydroth, the hitter. Third hit for the Red Sox. First one that was not hit by Hunter Haas. Mydroth, a ground out, walked his last time through.
Two guys up in the Cotuit pen right now, Sam. So we'll see if Mike Roberts wants to get one of them in.
Now here's something, Carlo. This year at Tennessee, Mark McLaughlin, 3 wild pitches in his 27 appearances across 31 and a third innings. This outing alone, 3 wild pitches, including 2 in this inning and 2 total that have scored runs for the Red Sox. His first pitch was a wild pitch, which scored Chase Mydroth back in the 5th. And then 2 wild pitches moving Mike Bovey along from first to home. And it looks like we may have a pitching change, with Mike Roberts currently out at the mound with home plate umpire Mike Beal. And field umpire Dave Perry signaled out to the Cotuit bullpen in left field, and we will see a pitching change. It's going to be the right-hander out of Georgia Southern, Ben Johnson, to come in and take over, facing Chase Mydroth in a freshly tied game with a runner on at first and one out here in the sixth at Lowell Park. It's 2-2. We will be right back to introduce you to Ben Johnson. Well, Mark McLaughlin made his mound debut for on the summer for Cotuit, and his replacement is doing the same. Ben Johnson out of Georgia Southern, a Tucker, Georgia native, will make his first appearance for the Kettleers here with Luke Schliger on at first in a freshly tied ball game. Here in the top of the sixth inning at Lowell Park. Red Sox trying to come back all the way. They trail 2-0 after the bottom of the third inning. A run in the fifth on a wild pitch, a run in the sixth on a wild pitch. Still hitting here. Chase Mydroth will take the swings against the righty from Georgia, who pitched to a 4.15 ERA across 21 appearances this year. 6 of those starts, so 15 relief outings. 6'3" right-hander listed at 175 against the right-hand hitting Mydroth. And the first pitch on its way clips the inside corner, a slider at 79. Johnson this year for Georgia Southern in all-tournament team selection for the Sun Belt Conference. Mydroth, right-hand hitter, walked and scored his last time. A 1 home. Fastball rolled to the left side. Sliding stop and through, a base hit past the sliding Ritter in a left field. So Mydroth picks up this single. The catcher, Justin Mickness, kind of screened me as that one went through in a left field. Just the nature of the beast here at Lowell Park where we are, but it is a base hit for Chase Mydroth. Back-to-back singles for the Red Sox after Schliger singled against McLaughlin and knocked him out of the game. So 2 on and 1 out for Hunter Haas, who has started the day 2 for 2, both singles. I'll try to make something of this spot. First one home. Slider, strike, outside corner. Good one there from Johnson. Johnson, a biology major at Georgia Southern. You often see some of these athletes who come with majors that don't sound like real things. Communications or labor relations or leadership is one we've seen this summer, but biology is a tough major. 0-1. Slider, low.
As a former communications major, we call that real school when you'd have biology. Because as hard as comm is, it's no biology.
Yeah, I'm now a journalism school graduate, and I have a couple of friends who did biology at Syracuse, and they, let's just say, their lives were a little harder with their classwork. 1-1. Fastball, strike at the knees and away from Hunter Haas at 90 miles an hour.
Sam, are you saying I couldn't find you at the library every Friday, Saturday
Well,
night?
the nature of the journalism work is that you're doing a lot more stuff during class time hours. You're reporting and doing stories and producing packages and newscasts. You're not doing equations in the library after hours. 1-2 to Haas. Rolled up the middle. Shortstop Ritter fields it by the second base bag. Takes himself. Relay to first in time. The old 6-6-3 twin killing helps Ben Johnson get out of a one-out jam here in the 6th at Lowell Park. The Red Sox do score once and tie this game at 2-2. On to the bottom of the 6th. Here, it's the Sox 2 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. New arm on the mound for the Red Sox is a first-timer for YD. It's the Oklahoma State right-handed reliever with the bleach blonde buzz-cut hair. Baden Root trying to drill his way through the heart of this Kettleer lineup. He gets 4-5-6. Tyler Johnson, Zach Cole, Victor Scott in a 2-2 game here at Lowell Park. Root, after 3 seasons at Ohio State, transferred to Oklahoma. Had a rough end to his season in which he surrendered 12 runs in his final 4 1/3 innings and saw his ERA balloon to 7.96 for the season. But strong strikeout numbers. Facing the left-hand hitter here. First pitch, a fastball at 93, blew it by him 0-1. Primarily fastball slider, high spin slider that gets a lot of whiffs. 10.4 K per 9, only allowed 2 home runs this year for Oklahoma State. 0-1. High shot out to left center, he crushed it. Johnson going back to the warning track and run down by Hameter in front of the wall. Into a slide at the fence. Hameter robs Johnson of extra bases. Off the bat, that ball, I think Johnson thought it was gone as he slowly walked out of the batter's box, hitting it to the opposite field. William Hameter into a slide. A web gem to start off Baden Root's Red Sox career. That's your first out.
Okay, Hemi.
Brings up Zach Cole. Root pitching out of the full windup. First pitch slider, that's the first slider we've seen. It goes into the backstop as it almost clipped left-hand hitting Cole on the foot. Cole a hit by pitch and a strikeout. Root pitched to a career-high walk rate this year at 4.5 walks per 9. 1-0. Fastball missed away. 2-0 at 93. So that contributed certainly to the ballooning ERA for Baden. 23 earned runs this season, and like I said, 12 of those were in the final 4 1/3 innings of his season. 2-0. Missed high, a fastball. But considering the fact that he misses so many bats and keeps the ball in the ballpark, you figure that if he can throw strikes, a guy who might benefit from the switch from metal to wood bats. 3-0 coming to Cole. It is a high strike of the letters as Cole bluffed the bunt. They call him B-Root. 3-1 home. Fastball swung on and missed down at his back foot at 92 miles an hour. They call him B-Root. That's not G-Root like the Groot, the Marvel character. I am Brute. And I am pitching for the Red Sox currently. 3-2 to Cole. Slider just missed low. And Root walks his first hitter. 1 out base runner for Cotuit. Cole reaches via free base for the second time. He was hit by a pitch earlier in this game, and Victor Scott will try to make something of it here with 1 down. Scott will walk out, or walk rather, and a fly out. Red Sox shift him towards right on the infield. Outfield fairly shallow, with a runner on at first, being held on by Bovey, getting a dancing lead. First pitch home is swung on and missed a fastball. Victor Scott, the second, led the Big 12 in stolen bases this year with 38. That set a school record. Previous record was 29. John Raiola out of the Red Sox dugout is going to go chat with Baden Root. Luke Schliger will join him out at the mound.
Raiola and Root, the first time pitching coach is having his righty from Oklahoma State out on the mound. You wonder if these two are just trying to get on the same page. Baden's been here a couple of days, but his first time pitching, and as we have seen, Sam, it's not always the smoothest the first time around.
A guy who may be trying to get used to the way the Red Sox call pitches, maybe Raiola trying to get on the same page with specifically what Root likes to throw and what counts, and things of that nature. We'll resume on a 1-1 count with Victor Scott at the dish and Zach Cole on at first with 1 down here in a tie game in the 6th. 0-1. Missed away a fastball.
Zach Cole at first, only 8 stolen bases at Ball State and none this summer, so Beta not paying a whole lot of attention to him.
1-1. Taken Justin off the inside corner of fastball. Root missing the throw back to the mound as it rolls to the shortstop position. Hunter Haas, no bluff even by the base runner Cole on an advancement as he just whiffed on that one. 2-1 count on Victor Scott. Check in on first. Almost a wild throw. Red Sox were working on their pickoff throws yesterday prior to the home game against Chatham. Working on pickoff throws to all 3 bases before batting practice. Yes, all 3. You don't often see pickoff throws to third, but they were working on them. 2-1. Slider just off the outside corner. Tried to backdoor it and missed. Count goes to 3-1.
And thinking back, Sam, makes total sense why, in preparation for this Cotuit team, Pickler doesn't want to do it here at Cotuit in his last home game before coming to Lowell. Scott Pickler always a game ahead.
Ensuring that his guys are ready to be able to hold runners on here against this Cotuit team that likes to run. 3-1 count on Scott. On its way. Fastball outside corner, strike at 90. Runs the count full. We'll see if Cole is in motion with 1 out from first.
Back-to-back full counts here, Sam.
Guy who had some command issues for Oklahoma State this year. In danger of walking his 2nd straight hitter with 1 out after that incredible catch by William Hamiter. Runner going, 3-2 is down and in for ball 4. And it will be back-to-back walks for Baden Root. Moves Cole up to second. And Cam Collier will hit with 2 on and 1 out. In a tie game, Collier, a guy who hunts fastballs, the 17-year-old phenom out of Austell, Georgia. Feels almost weird seeing that 2004 next to his date of birth. First one home. Fastball strike at 91. Book on Collier is that the hard stuff he crushes, still working on pitch recognition and being able to hit the stuff that spins. But this year only 33 strikeouts is 177 at bats for Chippewa Junior College. 0-1 to the plate. Slider outside corner. He backdoored it effectively for strike 2. It's Baseball America's number 10 draft prospect. MLB Pipeline's 12th. CBS Sports' 6th. Keith Law, prospect guru, has him number 2 ahead of July's draft. Former Louisville committed, reclassified. 0-2, runners going. It missed. Schleger's throw is high, and a good job by Jordan Thompson to catch it on a leap and prevent that ball. And did they call him out at third? Jordan Thompson kept the tag on the runner, Zach Cole, who slid in safely. It was a high throw by Thompson. He leapt for it, caught it. I think he deked the runner, and that's exactly what he did. That is a heads-up play by Jordan Thompson. Cole is out at third. Up to second goes Scott. It'll go as a caught stealing.
That was incredible.
Mike Roberts giving Dave Perry an earful, but the Red Sox dugout giving Jordan Thompson cheers as Collier will call time The way he leapt for that baseball, I guess deked Cole and thinking that it went into left field, who took a slight turn off the bag after sliding in safely, and Thompson applied the tag and caught him off the base. Now a runner from second with 2 out. 1-2 to Collier is in the dirt. Check to swing. He went around. Schliger has to chase it towards the dugout. Throw to first in time. Collier retired on a strikeout, 2-3 on your scorecard. It trickled toward the Cotuit dugout, but a strong, accurate throw by Luke Schliger to get the 17-year-old out at first base. The Red Sox work out of trouble thanks to a heads-up play by Jordan Thompson and that strong play by the catcher Luke Schliger. We're done here in the 6th. On to the 7th we go, and Carlo Jimenez will take you through the back third in this one. We're all even up at 2, Kettleers and Red Sox.
Top of the 7th inning coming your way. A 2-2 tie between the Whitey Red Sox and the Cotuit Kettleers, and a big part thanks to some great defense by the Red Sox. A fantastic play by Jordan Thompson to tag a runner at third, and then Luke Schliger with a rifle to get Cam Collier jogging to first on a swinging strike 3 that got away from the catcher. So we bring you to the top of the 7th, the first matchup of the summer between two teams who lead their divisions. Cotuit the top of the West, YD the top of the East. And there's a warning now given out by third base umpire Dave Perry. And Perry looks like he's talking to Mike Roberts. And now Roberts talking to home plate umpire Mike Beal. A lot of talking, not a lot of baseball, and we're back at it. 2-2 the score. It's the 9-hole hitter, William Hammer. Left-handed batter looks on. Opening offering. He takes a fastball at 91 above the zone. 1 ball and no strikes. It's Ben Johnson still on the mound, who gave up a single and then got a nice double play ball to finish the 6th. 1-0. Swinging a ground ball, big chopper, first base side. Scooped up by the first baseman Johnson. Underhand flips to the covering Ben Johnson. That's the first baseman Tyler Johnson to Ben Johnson. Not related. But Johnson and Johnson get it done for 1.
Carlo, they have too many Johnsons on this roster. There's 3 Johnsons on this roster. A Ty, a Tyler over at first, and a Ben out on the mound right now.
Ben Johnson is atop the mound. He's facing the right-handed bat of Homer Bush. 1 out. Base is empty, 2-2 game. The pitch. Swinging a foul. Right side of the infield. Sun behind the trees. Lowell Park's infield covered in shade, as well as left. Behind second base, slivers of the sun. Here comes the 0-1 to Bush, and he does not swing at a curveball that misses away. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Whitey's 2 runs coming in the 5th and the 6th on wild pitches from Kettleers. Johnson from the first base side, 1-1. Curveball low, 2 balls and a strike. New catcher, Caleb Lomavita from Cal. behind the dish. 2-1. Fastball high. 3 balls and 1 strike. Loma Vita, who was a first-team All Pac-12 player, one of 6 true freshmen to make that team in the Conference of Champions. 3-1 to Bush. Strike 2. Fastball at the bottom of the zone. The count runs full to the leadoff hitter looking for his first hit. Johnson shakes off the first 2 signs. He likes the third. 3-2 down the hill. Look out. Fastball upstairs. Homer Bush Jr. takes a free base as he jogs down to first. YD gets their speedster aboard with 1 out. He is the go-ahead run in the top of the 7th. Here's Pass Ferreras.
And a chance maybe for the Red Sox to give a little taste of their own medicine back to the Kettleers with their speedster. And we'll play a little gamesmanship here with Caden Connor pinch hitting.
So Caden Connor pinch hitting for Ferreras, left-handed batter. Connor, who has hits in 6 of his last 7 games from Cal State Fullerton, digs in against the righty Johnson. YD Red Sox 2, the Cotuit Kettleers 2, on a cool Saturday afternoon here at Lowell Park. Johnson deals, and Caden takes a ball high. Fastball at 89, 1 ball and no strikes. Cotuit jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Both those runs coming in the bottom of the 3rd. YD in the 5th and the 6th getting singletons, trying to defeat the Kettleers, who started the season 9-0. They're now 9-1-1. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Big hack from C squared in the count. 1 ball and 1 strike.
C squared, is that a Carlos special? You come up with that?
Sounded good. What do you think?
It was cute.
We liking it?
Yeah.
Okay. He's been hitting well, Caden Connor. Leading off yesterday against Chatham, 1 for 4. Here's the 1-1. Bush is running. Swinging a line shot in the left center field. A base hit. Homer Bush runs into the shortstop Ritter as he rounds second. Heads to third. The throw is over the third baseman's head. Collier cut off nicely by the pitcher. Johnson in front of the Cotuit dugout. On to second on the throw goes Caden Connor. And Homer Bush Jr. stays at third. Is he going to be gifted home? Thought maybe third base umpire Dave Perry would gift Homer Bush Jr. home. He did not, as Bush ran into the shortstop Ritter rounding the bag. And so after all that commotion, it's Caden Connor at second, Homer Bush Jr. at third, 1 out, and YD with a go-ahead run 90 feet away. Here is Cole Carrick.
That was outstanding. A hit and run for the Red Sox, getting Bush in motion, and Connor splitting the outfielders for a single. And Connor moves up to second on the throw. That's textbook.
Lefty Carrick looks on and swings at the first pitch. Grounds it right to the second baseman, Pauly. He looks at third. They have Homer Bush in a rundown. Pauly's running all the way, going to loft to the pitcher, Loma Vita, who tags out Homer Bush. Carrick goes all the way to second base, and Caden Connor advances to third. So a nice job by the second baseman, Pauly, as they down Bush, trying to come home a little too aggressive. 2 outs now with 2 in scoring position. And here's Mike Bovey.
It's a good job by Bush. If he's going to get in that run down there, it looked like he was caught in between on whether he was going to go on contact or not. But at least you stay in that run down long enough so that Carrick can get up to second. So if Mike Bovey gets a base hit, you get 2 runs.
Left-handed batter appraises a first pitch ball up and away, 90 miles an hour on the fastball. Runner at third, Caden Connor. The go-ahead at second, Cole Carrick. C cubed on the base paths for the lefty Mike Bovey. Here comes the 1-0. Bounces in the dirt into the chest protector of Loma Vita. And the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Johnson has not had an easy time atop that mound in his first appearance for the Kettleers.
They did credit Caden Connor a double, by the way.
And they will intentionally walk Mike Bovey to get to Jordan Thompson. So Bovey with a 2-0 count, jogs down to first. Second time Mike takes a walk. And instead of Jordan Thompson, it's Johnny Long. Thompson had struck out 3 times today. He was 0 for 3.
And it's not a bad call if you're Mike Roberts, to intentionally walk Bovey because Thompson, the on-deck hitter, had struck out 3 times. But, you know, now if you're Johnny Long, maybe you bat with a chip on your shoulder. You know, you were out there in the on-deck circle, and to hit for Thompson, they still decided to walk Mike Bovey.
Bases loaded, 2 outs in a 2-2 game. First pitch to the righty. Long takes a strike at the knees. Fastball 90 miles an hour, no balls and 1 strike. Top 2 teams in the East and the Western divisions going at it for the first time in the young season. 75 degrees, cloudless sky here at Lowell Park. 0-1. Long rolls one, foul, third base side. Off the end of the bat, just a couple feet to the left of that line. Same if that's a fair ball. Multiple runs coming home. Instead, an 0-2 count with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Definitely foul, but you're right, Carlo. It did not miss by a whole lot. Got ahead of a slider and hit the high chopper to the left of the bag.
Identical lines, 2 runs, 5 hits for each team. Bases loaded, go-ahead run at third for YD. 0-2. Johnny Long tops one to short. The shortstop Ritter charges, goes the short way to second, and that does it. YD leaves 3 stranded as this game remains tied. The Red Sox look like they might have a chance, and instead the defense holds up for Cotuit. We head to the bottom of the 7th. It's time to stretch here at Lowell Park. 2-2 the score. Ball here on the Cape Cod Broadcast Network. The YD Red Sox and the Cotuit Kettleers in a deadlock at 2 here in the bottom of the 7th at Lowell Park. New pitcher on the mound for the Red Sox. It's the righty from UCLA, Luke Jewett, making his 2nd appearance of the summer. Jewett pitched 2 innings against Orleans just 3 days ago. Gave up 1 hit and struck out 1 batter. Defensive changes as well for the Red Sox. Mike Bovey moves from 1st to 3rd. Caden Connor is in at first base, and Gunnar Goldsmith at 2nd for Paz Ferreras. So that's how the defense for YD lines up. And right now, it looks like we might getting another pinch hitter, Sam. Due up in this frame is Caleb Lomavita in the 9 spot. But home plate umpire Mike Beal is talking to somebody. We can't get a number.
Someone looks like he's pinch hitting for Graham Pauley.
It's Cade Kern. So Cade Kern pinch hitting for Graham Pauley. Cade Kern out of Ohio State. A lot of substitutions in the back half of this lineup. In fact, the bottom 3 hitters have been replaced. Right-handed batter against the righty Jewett, with the bases empty in a 2-2 game First matchup between these two teams of the summer, and it has been a delight. Opening offering. Changeup drops in, and the count, no balls and one strike. Cade Kern, a 138 hitter in his 10 games this summer. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball spiked, and the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Kern, a returning Cape player, played on the Cape with the Wareham Gatemen a summer ago, hit .215 in 28 games, and made the move to Cotuit. 1-1. Slider down the left field line, foul. The count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the base is empty and nobody out, and a 2-2 game. Kern hit .298 this past season with Ohio State, but heated up towards the end of the year. Jewett sets belly button high, likes the first side, in the shade, he kicks, 1-2. Fastball, hit on the ground, foul off the body of Kern down the left field line. 94 on that fastball from Jewett. The count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Most of the field in the shade, no wind and no lights here at Lowell Park. We're at the mercy of the sun. 1-2. Another fastball, just getting a piece is Kern as he tops that one foul behind the plate, and the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He's taking a beating in this at bat. That one also hit right off of his lower leg.
Kern from Archbold, Ohio, grew up a Buckeye fan, playing for his hometown team. Here's the 1-2. Fastball, he gets a piece again, this time back to the screen. And the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So a lot of 1-2 counts here to Cade Kern, who has struck out in 4 straight games. Does have good speed. Would not want to put him on the base paths to begin a frame. 2-2, the score between YD and Cotuit. The 1-2 home, a broken bat blooper right to the pitcher Jewett. He steps off the mound to his left, comes up with a baseball. There's one away. And now Caleb Lomavita from Cal digs in, and we have a Pac-12 matchup on the mound and in the batter's box. Jewett from UCLA. Lomavita was a first-team all-conference selection as a true freshman. First pitch to the righty. Fastball at 93, misses above the zone. 1 ball and no strikes. Caleb, also a collegiate baseball freshman All-American. Stands still in the right side of the batter's box, 1-0. And he swings at a ball in on the hands, lifts it over the burn down the right field line. Only sun is in right field here at Lowell Park. Everything else in the shadows. And those of us who have moved from the sun to the shade, happy to be so. It was hot. 1-1. Fastball at 93. Hit foul on the first base line. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Lomavita.
Lomavita, a Hawaiian. Carlo, have you ever been to Hawaii?
I have.
Really?
I've been to the Big Island, and I've been to Oahu. It's not as far as a trip for me than it is for you.
No, certainly not. Still on my list.
It's an absolutely gorgeous place. Here's the 1-2 to Lomavita. Swing and a miss. 94 on the fastball. And Luke Jewett puts him right by him. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. First strikeout for Jewett. Lomavita from one of the premier baseball cities in Hawaii, but we'll tell you that story later. Here's Chandler Simpson, the leadoff hitter with 2 singles today. He's had multiple hit games in all but 1 this season. Left-handed batter rests the bat on the left shoulder. Opening offering, and he takes a changeup in there for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Base is empty, 2-away, bottom 7. Cotuit and YD even at 2. Jewett a long stare in exhales, and deals an 0-1. Change up low, 1 ball, 1 strike. YD team trying to get Coach Scott Pickler. His 540th win would make him the winningest head coach ever in Cape Cod League history. But trying to beat a team they could not beat a season ago, 1-1. Change up on the outside part of the plate, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jewett's second appearance of the summer, but a guy who had a rubber arm for UCLA. 8th in the nation in appearances out of the bullpen. 1-2. As he spikes the curveball in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs and nobody on.
Yeah, Jewett didn't miss a whole lot of bats this year. Considerably less than 1 strikeout per inning, 28 and 44 innings, but looks good. There's lots to like here.
Working from the first base side of the rubber. He kicks. 2-2 home. Strike 3 at the knees. A changeup drops in, and Jewett ends the bottom of the 7th with back-to-back Ks. We head to the 8th here at Lowell Park. Jewett sits them down in order. Top of the 8th coming your way on the Cape Cod Broadcast Network. It's going to be Luke Schliger, Chase Mydroff, and Hunter Haas. 6, 7, 8 when we return. We welcome you back to Lowell Park, where a lot of Cotuit Kettleers fans sit nervously. This game 2-2 between the YD Red Sox and the home team. And the Red Sox coming to bat. It's Luke Schliger, Chase Mydroff, and Hunter Haas all due up. No lights here in Cotuit. So we are on the sun's time, and the sun almost peeking behind the grandstand in left. The only light on the field is deep down the right field line. And for YD, if you're able to get a run here, you really put the pressure on the Kettleers, considering they're working against the sundial. Flag quiet in left center field. There's been barely any wind today, and we have a new pitcher, the righty from Ohio State. It's another Buckeye, TJ Brock, making his 4th appearance of the summer. Has not given up a run. 2 saves for him in 3 innings of work, 7 strikeouts, and 2 walks for the righty. He faces off against the left-handed bat of Luke Schliger to begin the top of the 8th. Brock kicks and deals. Schliger swings and misses. That's 96 on the board from the righty. Fastest this YD team has seen this summer. Alex McFarland was around 96, 97.
McFarland hit 98 yesterday. Would you believe it?
No, not until you just told me. Here's an 0-1. Schliger rears one straight back, and the count, no balls and 2 strikes. So YD hitters getting a look at the hardest 2 throwers of the summer in back-to-back days. Trying to pick up Coach Scott Pickler's 540th win would make him the winningest field manager in the history of Cape Cod baseball. Can they do it against the 9-1-1 Cotuit Kettleers? Schliger with one hit today, the 0-2. And he checks his swing. He went around, but the ball goes all the way back to the backstop, and Caleb Lomavita has no throw. Schliger reaches on a swinging strike 3. And a runner at first with nobody out in the top of the 8th. YD with a go-ahead run aboard. Here's Chase Mydroff.
Feels like if you come into this game out of the bullpen for Cotuit, you have to throw a wild pitch to your first batter. It really does. We've seen some wild offerings from some live Cotuit arms. And that's the second time. It rarely happens, but that's the second time in this game that the Red Sox have had a runner reach on a strikeout.
Well, unlike Bourne, where they have the bricks behind home plate, it is chain link fence. So a ball just dies 15 feet behind the plate. Righty Mydroff swings at the first pitch, laces it into left field. Diving is the left fielder Cole. He did not get the baseball. Into second goes Schliger standing. A knock for Chase Mydroff, and all of a sudden, YD with runners at second and first and nobody out for Hunter Haas. Go-ahead run in scoring position for the Red Sox. And Haas with 2 singles today digs in.
Look for the bunt here. Hunter handles the bat well. You know Coach Pickler likes to bunt in these spots in a similar spot. Last time he came to the plate with guys on in the 5th, William Hameter is the on-deck hitter in the same spot, first and second, nobody out. Had him square to bunt, he eventually took a walk. I would be absolutely shocked if he's not bunting. And the third baseman, Karros, is playing about as shallow as you can at third.
Can the 8-hole hitter produce? Opening offering, he shows bunt. And it gets away from the catcher, Lomavita. Schliger, a late run. He's into third, into second with nobody at second base. Mydroff hits second, heading third. Schliger comes home, and YD leads on Lomavita's throw to nobody at second base. It's 3-2 Red Sox. Take them any way you can get them has been the story of the day for the YD Red Sox. Another run comes in, not on an RBI. All 3 of their runs today, Sam, have been on errors by Cotuit. It's 3-2. YD with their first lead in the top of the 8th. Mydroff at third and nobody out.
That was a weird play, to say the least. It was a short, wild pitch that Mydroff from first and Schliger from second had late breaks off the bag on. And I think the play for Lomavita was at third, but he spun and fired towards second, and there was no one there.
0-1 count to the righty, Hunter Haas, who looks at a slider that catches the inside part of the plate. No balls and 2 strikes, quickly to Hunter. And if you're the Red Sox, you'd love another run here. Nobody out, a runner 90 feet away. Theoretically, it just takes a fly ball. YD got a run in the 5th on a wild pitch, in the 6th on a wild pitch, in the 8th on a throwing error. 0-2. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. Lomavita taps the chest of Hunter Haas, who strikes out for the first time today, and up comes William Hameter. And our own super fan, Gary, here at YD, has won the 50-50 raffle. That's the second time this summer.
That's not the first time Gary
He has
Wilson's
won the
won
50-50. Oh, my God. I got to get him to buy me a ticket. The YD Red Sox with a 3-2 lead over the Cotuit Kettleers with 1 out in the top of the 8th. Left-handed bat of Hameter bounces one over the head of the second baseman, Pauly, into right field. A base hit. Coming home and scoring is Chase Mydroff. And the YD Red Sox have a 2-run lead in the top of the 8th. It's 4-2. Big-time hit from Hameter, just the 3rd of the summer, who's had himself a day. A nice defensive play in left. And all of a sudden, YD has scored 4 unanswered. They lead at 4-2.
With the infield in, that high chopper just got by the second baseman, Pauly, who tried to leap for it, but perfect spot, perfect spot.
Right-handed bat, Homer Bush, looks at a fastball at 97 up at his head. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Cotuit, who took their first loss of the summer yesterday, in jeopardy of losing 2 in a row.
Brock is pumping it, but sometimes with these back-end guys who are used to closing, you put them in a non-save situation, and they struggle.
1-0, swing and a miss on 96. Bush late, the count 1 ball and 1 strike with Hameter at first and 1 out. Homer Bush without a hit today. He walked in the 7th. Red Sox looking for a big win, not only today, but in the history of Cape League. 1-1, runner goes. Swinging a ground ball, third base side. Racing in, Caros, the third baseman, only plays to first in time to get Bush. On to second goes Hammer, the hit and run. Keeps that ball out of the double play. And a runner at second with 2 outs. Here's the left-handed bat of Caden Connor. A crowded Lowell Park. People sitting all around in the grandstand and left and the seats down the line, even in front of the dugout. And a Kettleers team that started 9-0, down 2 after taking their first loss of 2022. The pitch. Connor takes a fastball on the inner edge. No balls and 1 strike. Caden Connor, who came in for Pass Ferreras in that 7th inning, Sam, and doubled. TJ looks at second, looks in, 0-1. Connor hits one foul, third base side, just behind Scott Pickler. And no balls and 2 strikes here to Caden. TJ Brock had not given up a run. In fact, he'd only given up 2 walks. No hits coming into today. And it has not been a clean inning for the right-handed pitcher from Ohio State. William Hammer at second base, a healthy lead with 2 outs. 4-2, the Whitey Red Sox lead the Cotuit Kettleers on the road. 0-2. Swinging a hot shot up the middle into center field, a base hit. The wave for William Hammer at third. No throw home. Hammer scores. It's an RBI single for Caden Connor, and the Whitey Red Sox with a 5-2 lead. What a piece of 2-strike hitting for Caden Connor. Second hit of the day for Connor and as many at-bats. And up stands Cole Carrig. Sam, we've been waiting all afternoon for this offense to put it together. And in the late stages, here in the 8th, they put up a 3-spot, still going with 2 outs. And the lefty Cole Carrig in the batter's box. Opening offering, Carrig swings and misses at a curveball. No balls and 1 strike.
We were talking to the Cotuit broadcasters before the game, Carlo, and what they told us about the difference between the first 9 games and the last 2 games was some sloppy play. The reason that they tied and then lost yesterday to Harwich, and it's the mistakes that have opened the door for the Red Sox.
0-1, fastball above the zone, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Look at how the Red Sox have scored their runs today and how this rally in the 8th inning started with the wild pitches. Red Sox reaching on a strikeout, drop third strike, scoring on that errant throw by the catcher.
1-1. Fastball on the inner edge. Carrick backs up. Can't believe it as he looks towards his on-deck circle. Kicks his helmet a couple times, tosses some dirt, and digs back in. Flag quiet in left center. Cotuit fans still out and about, but the sun setting. The score and time against them. Leading at first is Caden Connor after his RBI single. 1-2, runner goes. Swing and a miss. Strikeout ends the inning. Cole Carrig waves through 1, but the Whitey Red Sox put 3 runs on the board on 3 hits. They leave 1 stranded. 5-2. Whitey leads midway through the 8th at Lowell Park. Bottom of the 8th coming your way here on the Cape Cod Broadcast Network. No summer in Whitey Red Sox Nation would be complete without our youth baseball clinics, where boys and girls ages 5 and up can learn the game of baseball and the importance of sportsmanship. Kids get to sharpen the fundamentals of the game and their skills in a fun baseball clinic taught by Coach Pickler and the future major leaguers on our roster. For more information, go to redsox.com/clinics. This year's youth baseball clinics are proudly sponsored by the Salty Dog Group of Keller Williams Realty, MP Sports Card, and Giordino's Family Restaurant. Bottom of the 8th inning, 5-2, the lead for the Whitey Red Sox. Here is right-handed batter, and it looks like a pinch hitter, Sam. It's Ryan Ritter from Kentucky batting for Josh Pearson as he takes a first pitch fastball on the outer edge for a strike. Jewett kicks 0-1, and a swing at a high fly ball into the gap into left center field. Hammer going back, it hits the bottom of the fence. Ritter into second base standing, the cutoff throw to Hunter Haas at short, and that's a good start for the Cotuit Kettleers, who surrendered 3 runs in the top of the 8th. They get a leadoff double to begin the bottom of the frame. So in stands Brooks Baldwin, the left-handed batter. That's the 6th hit of the day for Cotuit. The top team in the Eastern Division, the Whitey Red Sox, taking on the top team in the Western Division, the Cotuit Kettleers. Even at 2 all the way until the 8th. And now Cotuit looking to respond after losing their first game of the season yesterday. Can YD hand them their second loss in as many days? Righty on lefty. Jewett exhales and deals. Swing and a miss. Ball gets away underneath Schliger, and on to third goes Ritter. Heads up base running by this shortstop. And he's 90 feet away on a ball that just got away from Schliger, maybe 5 feet behind home, but Luke just couldn't get a read on it.
Looked like he didn't even realize the ball had gotten behind him and that it wasn't in the catcher's glove. Didn't get far out of that circle around home plate, but just far enough. Heads up base running by Ritter.
The 0-1. Changeup catches the inside part of the plate. No balls and 2 strikes. 5-2. YD's lead over Cotuit. In the bottom of the 8th, nobody out, and Ryan Ritter at third. Baldwin singled and scored back in the 3rd. Picked up an RBI. 0-2, and he swings and uppercuts one into center field. Homer Bush, the center fielder, ranging to his right. He gets up under it, makes the catch, and scoring from third with ease, no throw. Ryan Ritter jogs home. The lead down to 2 for YD. It's 5-3. Cotuit picks up a run on the sacrifice fly from Brooks Baldwin.
Well, this game is certainly not over. Cotuit can put up runs, and they can put up runs quickly. They came into the day leading all Cape Cod baseball in batting average, had the best run differential in the league. So it's good that the Red Sox tacked on some runs in that 8th inning.
Tyler Johnson, the left-handed bat, swings at the first pitch and scorches one into left field, a base hit. Johnson aboard, which brings the tying run to the plate in Zach Cole. All of a sudden, Cotuit with one big swing can even things up here in the bottom of the 8th. With 1 out and a runner at first, Johnson with his 2nd hit of the day. Zach Cole was hit by a pitch in the 2nd, walked in the 6th. Left-handed batter looks towards the righty Jewett. Bottom of the 8th, 5-3, YD leads Cotuit.
Cole without a home run on the summer, but he did hit 13 this year for Ball State, so there is some power in that bat.
First pitch down the hill, and he waves at the changeup, and the count, no balls and 1 strike. At first, leads Tyler Johnson, who has not have a stolen base this summer. You know, on Mike Roberts' team, Sam, if you can half run, he'll send you. 1 out, 1 on, and a 5-3 game, the 0-1. Low. Changeup misses, 1 ball, 1 strike. A YD team that's trying to do something they haven't done since July 28th, 2019. And that's beat the Cotuit Kettleers. 0-2 against them a season ago, including the season finale. Here's the 1-1. Changeup catches the inside part of the plate, and the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Inning started with a double from Ritter. He went to third on a pass ball and came home on a sacrifice fly from Brooks Baldwin to center. Tyler Johnson singled to left. He's at first. At the plate, representing the tying run, is Zach Cole. 1-2. And a swing and a hot shot right back to the pitcher. He snares it belt high. Jewett lobs to first, and a double play. Luke Jewett heads up atop the mound, and that ends the bottom of the 8th. One run comes across on 2 hits, none left on, and the lead remains intact for the Whitey.
Nice. Fans, join us this Sunday for a doubleheader. That's tomorrow as we take on the Falmouth Commodores. Game 1 starts at 2 o'clock at Red Wilson Field, and Game 2 will start around 5 o'clock or about 35 minutes after the remainder of Game 1. Also, kids, mark your calendars for next Wednesday, June 29th, and be sure to join us for Pokemon in the Park. The Cape Cod Toy Chest will be there with games and prizes while we take on these Cotuit Kettleers, who the Red Sox, now in the 9th inning, currently lead 5-3, Carlo.
New pitcher on the mound, Sam. Appreciate the kind words as always. It's Daniel Brooks, the right-handed pitcher, who is the 5th new arm of this day. Well, the big note, Sam, he's 6'8" atop the mound, 250 pounds in his 3rd appearance of the summer. Last time he appeared, he started. That was at Wareham back on June 21st. Went 2 1/3, gave up 3 earned runs, 2 hits, and 3 walks. Was fantastic in his bullpen outing this summer against Bourne. 2 innings, no hits allowed, faced the minimum. He's looking to replicate that first performance as he faces on the left-handed bat of Mike Bowie. 5-3, the Whitey Red Sox lead the Cotuit Kettleers as the sun disappears from the top of the trees in the outfield at Lowell Park. First pitch home. Bowie takes a fastball on the outer edge for strike 1. 92 on the radar from Brooks out of College of the Charleston. Working from the first base side of the rubber, he kicks a 1. Fastball misses up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Defense shifted over to the right for Bovee. Third baseman Caros playing off the line. Here comes the 1-1. Bovee fouls one straight back as he gets under a 93-mile-an-hour fastball to count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Red Sox looking for insurance. A win would get head coach Scott Pickler his 540th. 1-2. Bovee swings and trickles one down the first base line, and the count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. It would make Pick the winningest manager in league history. Trying to do it against a Cotuit team that 2 days ago was undefeated. 1-2. Bovee gets a piece of a high fastball. That one up towards his eyes. And the count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Daniel Brooks, who was a great pitcher for the College of Charleston, starting for them. 55 strikeouts and 44 innings. 1-2. Bovee swings, reaches for one, taps one right side, and it trickles into right field, a base hit. Mike Bovee with his first knock of the day. A leadoff hit for the YD Red Sox, and up comes Gunnar Goldsmith for his first at-bat. Again, no lights here at Lowell Park, so even if you don't score, Sam, a long top of the ninth, maybe. Moves this game finished before we hit the bottom of the ninth if it becomes dark enough. 5-3 the YD lead over Cotuit. It's the lefty Goldsmith with Bovee at first. First pitch to Gunnar. And he takes a fastball low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Goldsmith rocking the mustache, Sam. A new look for the infielder out of Sacramento State. An open stance in his all blue cleats. He looks on Bovee at first, 1-0. And swings and curls one back foul towards the concession stands here at Lowell Park. No wind. We started today, it was 81 degrees. It's dropped back down to around mid-70s. A little humid here at Lowell Park. And the field encased in shadows. The sun gone behind the grandstand and left. Bovee with a conservative lead at first. Here comes the 1-1. And Goldsmith pulls the bunt back, and the count 2 balls and a strike on a high fastball. This game even at 2 into the 8th. The Red Sox brought home 3. YD responded with 1 in the bottom of the frame. That's where we sit now. Two-one. Spiked in the dirt. Bovee takes another second before going back to first. Good stop by the catcher Loma Vida. They count 3 balls and a strike. And Gunnar Goldsmith in the driver's seat against Daniel Brooks. Gunnar looking for his first hit in 4 games. 3-1. Fastball misses away. Goldsmith works himself aboard. On to second goes Mike Bovee. And here's Luke Schliger with 2 on and nobody out. A perfect start to this top of the 9th for the YD Red Sox with a 2-run lead. And Gunnar Goldsmith, the numbers don't pop off the page, Sam, but you see why Scott Pickler trusts him in situations like this. Doesn't chase anything and earns himself aboard. Left-handed bat of Schliger looks towards Brooks, who has now given up the single to Bovee and walked Goldsmith. Opening offering. 93 catches up and away. No balls and 1 strike. Schliger also adopting the mustache, but he says his is Top Gun inspired.
By my counts, that's 4 mustaches on this roster, along with Luke Franzoni and Jordan Thompson, who came in sporting the mustache and have rocked that look for a couple months each prior to Top Gun's release in theaters.
Jordan Thompson's got to be the best. 0-1. A bunt down the third base side. A good one. Picked up by the third baseman Carlos. Throw to first just in time. On to third goes Bovee. At second is Gunnar Goldsmith. Luke Schliger does his job. Moves the runners into scoring position. And up comes Chase Mydroff, who with 1 swing of the bat theoretically could double this YD lead. 3-2. YD leads Cotuit. Chase with 2 hits today. He came in with 2 hits on the season. Mydroff, one of the 4 San Diego products. Bovee, 90 feet away. Goldsmith at second base, 180. And a big moment in this game. An offense in Cotuit that has been electric all summer. A run differential of plus 34. The Red Sox need every insurance run they can get. First pitch to the righty. Low. Fastball at 93. Misses off the outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Grandstand still full down the left field line. Fans in attendance on this Saturday afternoon. Perfect baseball weather as the sky starts to turn a darker blue. 1-0. Bounces in. Curveball misses. 2 balls and no strikes with 2 on and 1 out. Mydroff started the season just 2 for 13. He's 2 for 4 this afternoon. A right-handed batter looking to score his teammates on the base paths. 2-0. Misses low and away. First base is open. 3 balls and no strikes to Mydroff. Hunter Haas on deck. Also has 2 hits today. Infield is in. Everybody's toes on the infield grass for Cotuit, trying to prevent the run. Down 5-3. 3-0. Fastball down the middle at 91. 3 balls and 1 strike. Mydroff, who was a WCC All-Conference first-teamer, second in the conference with 68 total hits. Bovee at third, Goldsmith at second. 1 out, 3-1. In the dirt and ball 4. Good block by Loma Vida, lunging to his right to keep that ball in front of him and keep Bovee at third. Bases loaded, 1 out. Here's Hunter Haas. And Chase Mydroff, Sam, reaches for the 4th time today. 2 walks, 2 singles.
He's seen the ball much better today. I think that much is clear. His singles, both line drive singles, he's looked good. And he's working deep counts today.
3 Red Sox on the base paths. 1 out. Can Hunter Haas keep this inning going? First pitch to the right-handed batter. He swings and misses. 92 on the fastball. No balls and 1 strike. Haas was in a similar position back in the 6th inning. With the bases loaded, he grounded up the middle into a double play. YD Red Sox 5, the Cotuit Kettleers 3. Red Sox looking to hand Cotuit just their 2nd loss of the summer. They lost for the first time yesterday before they go home to play Falmouth twice tomorrow. A lot of Western Division opponents this weekend. 0-1. Misses away. Bovee running from third. Throw on back to the plate. Mike in a rundown. Loma Vida, the catcher, chasing Bovee, who's trying to wave Gunnar Goldsmith onto third. He's tagged out. Mike came racing down the third base line, and not sure if the signs got mixed up between Hunter Haas and Mike Bovee and Scott Pickler. Haas with a long stare at third towards Pick, and I think maybe he got the bunt sign and just didn't put it down. 1 ball and 1 strike now to the righty with Gunnar Goldsmith at second in a 5-3 game.
That's the only thing that makes sense. It has to be a missed sign either from Bovee, which doesn't make sense because he's there at third. Pickler probably told him exactly what's going on in his ear, or Hunter Haas.
0-2 to Haas. He can save that with a good base hit. Here it comes. And he swings and grounds one slowly up the middle. Scooped up by the shortstop Ritter. Flips it to second. Going the short way. Mydroff retired. YD loads the bases. They do not get a run. Leave 1 stranded on 2 hits. We head to the bottom of the 9th. 3 more outs separate Scott Pickler from history. Can the Red Sox get him up 2? We'll find out next here in the Cape Cod Broadcast Network. As the sun sets here at Lowell Park, the bottom of the 9th coming your way. The YD Red Sox 5, the Cotuit Kettleers 3. And in stands the left-handed bat for Cotuit It's Victor Scott II to begin the bottom of the ninth. Facing the righty, Luke Jewett. First pitch. Change up low. The count 1 ball and no strikes. YD with a win today gets Scott Pickler his 540th of his coaching career on the Cape. Here comes a 1-0. Fastball misses away. 2 balls and no strikes. Makes him the winningest coach in Cape League history, passing John Schiffner. But Sam, against this Cotuit team, just ask Falmouth. They're not done till there's 3 outs on the board.
Falmouth leading a game earlier this week, 3-1 in the 9th inning. Cotuit coming back and finishing that game tied 3-3. So a quick strike offense, and they can hit at any time.
Jewett's 2-0. Swinging a hot shot to right. Scooped up by the first baseman, Caden Connor. Underhand flips to the cover, and Jewett, there's one away. A good play by Connor to retire Victor Scott. Here's Kyle Quiros for his first at-bat. UCLA on UCLA. Quiros for the Bruins hit .308 as a freshman. And Jewett, the pitcher for YD, had a 3.68 ERA as a sophomore. 1 out, bases empty, 5-3. YD leads Cotuit. Righty on righty, the pitch. Quiros swings and rips one foul, first base side. No balls and 1 strike. Kyle Quiros just 3 hits this summer. Pac-12 all-defensive team who wasn't known for his bat really until the end of the year, Sam. Finished the season hitting .472 in his final 36 at-bats. Jewett from the first base side, the 0-1. Swinging a pop-up straight back over our heads, down towards the cornhole here at Lowell Park. And quickly, no balls and 2 strikes.
And Quiros finished with good numbers this year for UCLA, but he's 6'5", and he comes from a lineage that can really hit. His father, Eric, a longtime Los Angeles Dodger, 284 career homers.
0-2. Swing and a miss. YD 1 out away. Jewett's 3rd of the day. And up comes Caden Kern, the right-handed batter. 5-3, YD leads Cotuit. Scott Pickler's 540th win, an out away. The first pitch, swing and a miss on the changeup. No balls and 1 strike. Tied with John Schiffner. Can he get it done against the righty? Bases empty, 2 gone. The 0-1. Swing and a miss at a curveball. And Jewett 1 out away. Scott Pickler, a man who's touched the lives of thousands of athletes, took over at Cypress Community College, turned him into a powerhouse with 5 state championships. 4-time National Coach of the Year in the state of California. 6 championships with YD. Here comes an 0-2. Swinging a pop-up left side, this could do it. Third baseman Mike Bovee arranging in foul territory to his right. He makes the catch. Scott Pickler rewrites the records books as the man of all time. 540 wins. Pick is now the winningest manager in Cape Cod League history. Another remarkable record for one of the most fabled field managers on the Cape as YD comes away with a 5-3 win over Cotuit. Sam, against a team that 2 days ago did not have a loss. The YD Red Sox come to Lowell Park and down 2-0, rattle off 5 in a row to come away with a win as Scott Pickler makes it number 540 here at Lowell Park.
Red Sox doing what Scott Pickler baseball teams have done for decades. That is, take advantage of deficiencies that they see in the opposing team. 6 wild pitches, including 2 on strikeouts, giving the Red Sox free base runners. Red Sox scoring 3 runs on wild pitches in this game. They got the 1 big hit with runners in scoring position, the William Hammiter insurance single, but it was the mistakes for the Red Sox that they took advantage of in this one. And Scott Pickler stands alone in the record books.
Number 540 as he gets a big ovation from his team. Well, Scott Pickler, a guy who's touched the lives of 100 major leaguers, one of the most storied coaches in Cape League history, now sits alone atop the record books. And Sam, a YD team that today really looked like a team that came together and won this game for Pickler. I mean, you just look at the production they got from the bottom of the lineup especially. Schliger today was fantastic. Mydroff reached 4 times. Hunter Oss had 2 hits. William Hamiter with a great defensive play, a single and a walk. This was a YD team that did it together here today.
Yeah, and I think it's a testament to the group that the Red Sox have here. This is a team that really came ready to play today. They played a really tight ball game, a well-pitched ball game. Bryce Robinson had a tough task ahead of him. 9 left-hand hitters, 8 lefties and a switch hitter against him, a guy who does not throw hard from the right side of the mound. Had his A-plus changeup in this one, kept them off balance, allowed those 2 runs on 3 hits in the bottom of the 3rd inning, but beyond that was outstanding for the Red Sox in his 5 frames. And how about Luke Jewett? He was brilliant in his 3 innings of relief, gave up the double and the sac fly in the 8th inning, but beyond that, he was pretty much untouchable. The Red Sox played pristine defense in this game and pitched very, very well against the top offensive team on Cape Cod. And maybe even more importantly, they hung around offensively. The Cotuit Kettleers pitched just as well as they hit. And the Red Sox were able to punch across 9 hits, and 5 runs proved to be plenty.
Well, that's going to do it for us. For Carlo Jimenez, Sam Lebowitz, Danny Ostrich, we will see you tomorrow. 2 o'clock first pitch. Falmouth, Sam Lebowitz has the call, and then 30 minutes after the final out in the next game. Sam, what interview do I get to look forward to?
I think we're going to talk to William Hamiter.
All right, Hammy. Post-game interview coming up. Find that on our Twitter. Final score from Lowell Park. The YD Red Sox get Scott Pickler's 540th win as they down the Cotuit Kettleers 5-3.